Hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast. Oscar's going to walk through the shot right now. We're honestly going to leave it in. Look at that BTS.
Flawless.
Hi, Brookie Cookie.
Hello, my queen. I'm so jealous of your outfit right now. I literally walked into the store. I wanted it so bad.
Here's the thing is what I'm going to say. We love Miss Helsa. And
we love Miss Helsa.
The brand is great. The pants are too big for me, way too big. And that's me and my dysmorphia. Like, why are you ordering a 2XL? You're literally medium.
You ordered a 2XL.
Or an XL. Just they're too big. I don't know. And then just grabbing them today, like in my hands, the button flew off. And I was like, oh, $300.
Yeah.
But,
you know what's the problem with an outfit like that? I wear it one time and then it doesn't matter how I store it. I could literally store it in like a perfect little bag. It's going to be so wrinkly I can never wear it ever again.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say just because it's like kind of memorable. Like it's like I'm striped girl.
No, I don't care about that. I'll rewear an outfit 1,000 times.
Yeah, I do love a rewear these days, honestly. With my addicted top that is the number 9, but Isabella said it looks like the letter Y and now I can't unsee it. But Y also feels like a message I am constantly sending to the world.
Why?
I want to talk about why, actually. Okay, I've really debated bringing this to the podcast. Well, I should just also say that today we are having Miss Camilla from the BOP House on the podcast from lots of things. She just interviewed Ash Trevino, all the things. I mean, it's so funny we go back and forth on if we want to be the TikTok drama podcast or not. And then
I just think sometimes people don't want us to be an interview podcast.
I agree. I'm hoping, the reason what sold me is I'm going to the BOP House at the end of March.
That's so exciting. I cannot wait to see the content.
I am so excited. But I called her and it was supposed to be just like a 5-minute call. And then we ended up being on the phone for like 45 minutes. And you know how sometimes you do not enjoy that. And it feels as though you wish you still had minutes and you could be like, my minutes are running out. But it was the exact opposite with her. Like I really enjoyed the call. It was a great conversation. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, she's very smart.
Yeah, like if it was just an interview, I feel like I wouldn't. But like, I feel like it's going to be a kiki with the girls, hopefully. But also I'm wrong a lot.
I'm wrong more than she is.
It's every time I think an episode or an interview is going to be a banger, actually, just afterwards, I should lay on the 405.
Wait, that's something we should talk about. We never really mentioned that. The fact that like almost every single episode ever that's come out and been like a major controversy, we've sat down after and been like, that was amazing.
Oh, that's funny. That's not what I thought you were going to say, but you're so right. Like, I think my finger's so on the pulse, or even just I'm like, this will do so well. And then everyone's like, why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah, it's really actually crazy.
So off the pulse. But I did just like love watching her interview Ash Trevino, and it's interesting. I want to know what happens at the BOP House. I want to know she's team Bad Babie. I feel like she told me some intel on the phone the other day that I'm wondering if she'll share. But as we do before our guest comes, we like to just yap a little to the girls.
Absolutely. So. Now I want to know why.
Why? Okay, I don't ever like bitching about my new house that I just bought. Okay, and everyone gets so on me for constantly saying this phrase, but it's so true. Like obviously, if you told 15-year-old me with the dirty door that she would be able to do this, it's the most grateful thing on planet Earth. But I was debating between 2 houses, okay? Mm-hmm. And I think about the one that I passed on a lot, okay? There was mold. There was a lot wrong with it. I would have had to put like damn near $1 million into this house, but it was cheaper, so it would have ended up being the same price, kind of. I decided in the final moments that it just wasn't the right decision for my first house to be a house that has a lot of mold.
A fixer-upper.
Yeah, you know, like Tana loves mold. We need to let that die. And I picked this house that everyone, and I'm talking inspectors and my realtor and all the people around me, it's perfect. You know, we get all the inspections. It's perfect. Nothing is wrong with it. Even the inspectors are like, I haven't seen a house with this little problems in so long. It felt so right. And then I move in and it's just like, as everything keeps going wrong, everything costs $10,000. Everything costs. Like the other day, for example, we keep trying to heat the pool, right? And we're trying to heat the pool. We're using the apps. We're doing all the things. And it keeps saying it is, but it isn't.
How long? It takes a long time, right?
Oh, yeah. We're trying for days before the Super Bowl party. We're trying to do our thing, whatever. We go in to the pool heater and it is made known to us that this is a home for rats. The rats are they've got a 2-story condo. They're catching a vibe in my pool heater. Wires completely chewed through. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Let's get a new pool heater.
How much?
$8,000.
Honestly, that sounds about right.
$8,000 for a pool heater? I will rub sticks together myself. I get it, but it's just like, there's got to be a way around that. Like, what do you mean it's $8,000? And that's everything. Like, the HVAC system's kind of shitty. Like, and it's just like, there's another 10. And then it's like, I wanted a Yale lock in the door, and Yale comes to install it, and Yale
What's Yale lock?
Beep, boop, boop. Number.
Oh.
I like that. I lose keys, you know? And Yale is the esteemed company. It's the best in the business. They come out and the guy installs it wrong. Then he tells me to go fuck myself. He tells me, I'm sorry I installed it wrong. You're going to have to pay for someone else to install it, right? Second guy, third guy. Now it's a Yale problem. I have to take it up with Yale. The lock was just, they gave me a faulty fucking lock. I can't even get in my house. Like, oh. And I'm missing things too. I don't even know what I'm missing.
Well, I think you were about to tell us about your chandelier.
Well, yes. Wallpaper removal was also like $5,000. And I just really thought it was going to be some guy with a butter knife and like $600.
I'm still upset about that though. That was, you know, those TikToks of people like taking the character away from the home?
Oh, here you go.
That's what happened.
No, that wallpaper was so Karen MAGA central. Like, it was just giving angry, bored mom with lots of fake plants.
It was just a glow. What's MAGA about liking the planet? In fact, I would say it's anti-MAGA.
No, it's not about liking the planet. That wallpaper just gives Karen galore. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, well, you know, the cursive.
I love Karen.
The cursive writing.
Like live, laugh, love.
Yes.
Millennial.
It was so live, laugh, love, millennial. I'm going to lime wash it soon. We'll have character. I'll hang a painting. Don't worry. I want to talk about our podcast studio. Okay. Everyone's like, oh, we hate this studio. Me too. Oh, sorry. I'm kidding. I don't hate this studio. It's haunted, but we're building a podcast studio. And for some reason, I think this is going to take 5 minutes. You know, I'm like, it'll take 5 minutes, peel and stick. We'll have a studio. Boom, bing, bang, boom. Another thing that's also $25,000. Today, they came and they started building. And they let us know very soon before, this is something I feel like I should have known all along, that the chandelier must be removed from the room.
Oh, no.
Okay? And in my opinion, no, the fuck it doesn't need to be removed.
I'm going to say, I saw it. I told you, I was like, that's going to have to be removed.
It does. It's too low. People will hit their head. Tall guests.
It goes down to like here. It's definitely supposed to be over like a table, I think.
100%. And yeah, we have to get it removed. And then last night, a TaskRabbit comes to remove it. A chandelier remover.
Can I say something?
Yes.
And I'm not hating on your, but is TaskRabbit the right place to find somebody who's doing a task like that?
Yes.
Really? I kind of feel like it's like...
You feel like it's boof?
I feel like it's a little boof. Like, I love I live and die by TaskRabbit, but it's kind of like getting like a Groupon for something like really that you shouldn't get a Groupon for, like a Groupon for a boob job.
Okay.
That's like a really
and I'm gonna have to honestly agree with you after my last 24 hours. But the thing is that the second you start going through an official company, everything's $7,000, and then you still can't get in your front door. You know, there's no winning for me with this shit lately. And the guy comes, he needs a ladder, and I'm just like, dude, this is what you do. This is your bread and butter. What do you mean you don't have a ladder? It's like Alexis Oakley showing up with no brushes. I can't even.
Maybe he assumed that because you have like a big, beautiful, I feel like most houses have like a ladder on the side of the house. Like that's like a house staple, but I also like completely understand why you don't have a ladder.
But that's like Alexis Oakley assuming because I'm so beautiful that I have makeup brushes.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? I'm kidding. But I don't have a fucking ladder. Okay. I have a stepping stool. It's not fucking high enough. Okay.
Could we have given him a boot? Like, was there anything that he could have stood on that was
No.
I mean, if it hangs so low, how high does he have to be?
The ceiling is very, very high and it does like hang low. I don't know. And then my security decides that he's going to go get a ladder, and he goes to the ladder stores and they're sold out of ladders. So now I'm paying this TaskRabbit overtime to tell Annalie all about his nasal problems. And the chandelier is still hanging. It's so beautiful. And the only thing too, that in the back of my head, I was like, you know what? Once the chandelier is down, I'm going to put that bitch on OfferUp and I'm going to make my money back. Okay. Meanwhile, security, once again, he goes to the second ladder store. They are sold out of ladders. He comes back, tail between his legs, nothing. We look this guy with his deviated septum, his nasal issues in the eye, and we say, can you come back in the morning before the builders come? We'll get you a ladder. Mm-hmm. He comes back in the morning. He now has assisted height. He walks into the room. He begins to unscrew the chandelier, and it falls to the ground and shatters.
Next question. In what world could it have possibly been a one-person job? Because like, if you think about that, that's a him
But
problem.
that's on him.
That's no, that's what I was gonna say. It's not your fault at all. But in my head, I'm like, and there's no matter how much talent you have, how are you gonna get a chandelier out of the ceiling with just one guy?
And at that point, I would have rather given Makoa an Adderall and a stool.
Right,
because at least he
huge,
cares.
By the way, it's not like it's a bit. It's like taking this table from the ceiling. Like,
No, I agree. It's just like, I don't, that's not my expertise, chandeliers, right? I'm assuming the chandelier expert knows how to remove the chandelier, and now I can't even fucking sell it. Then he's gaslighting the shit out of Annalise, saying that it was just installed improperly, and if we had an earthquake, someone would have died. And maybe
so
that's
me
true.
as a TaskRabbit though. I'm like, fuck, like that sucks that this is completely someone else's fault.
And maybe it is, you know what I mean? Even the pool heater, I'm like, I was researching, like, whose fault is that? And like, I could sue my realtor, but like, I love her. You know, it's like, I'm just, and then that would also just cost $8,000. I just think that people market buying a brand new home or a really new home as just like, you're done.
Yeah. And like a really smart financial decision. You'll never regret it. It's an investment. But I just had this talk with somebody else who was explaining the same thing to me. He was like it's no longer more financially like smart, because by the time like, you know, it increases like X amount of dollars in the time that you own it, but you put that amount in or more. So like,
oh my God, that face is going to get clipped and there's going to be another Botox TikTok.
oh my God, that Botox TikTok was crazy.
Yeah, like 8 million views. I just want to say I'd rather have a frozen face. And then when I make that one face, it's weird. But then like, I don't have wrinkles.
I completely agree
It's like Kim Kardashian's crying face. Like, everyone made fun of it. But like, then look at Kim Kardashian's face.
Yeah, I'm with
Not
you
that
on
I'm
this
Kim
one.
K, but I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I'm sorry that's happening to you. I am still proud of you for buying your house, and I hope this doesn't deter you, or this doesn't make you regret your decision.
It's the most champagne problem literally on planet Earth. And I know that. I just think that I wish someone told me, like, you're going to bleed money on the most random shit. And it's not even going to be like cosmetic shit that makes the value of the house go up. Like, pool heaters are $8,000. And just my luck. I always say I have the best worst luck. You know, like, I'm so lucky to be able to buy this house. But like, of course,
it's going to happen in like the most unfortunate way.
Of course, rats live in the pool heater. And of course, the chandelier was hanging on with bubble gum. And of course, just, I don't know, just all the things. And that's like one of like 10,000 other things. So it's just like wild. Like, even just her full-time job is like a house shit.
That's like most people like really rich people have like property managers, like that their whole job is like to handle all those things all day long.
And I miss Hollywood.
I know you do, but I think that'll go away over time, because I like really love your area so much.
I do too. And I think I just thought the adjustment would take like 2 weeks time to be like, oh, I live further. And like, I used to always in my Jake Paul era go back and forth from Calabasas.
What just happened?
I'm so sorry I ever
fucking
doubted you.
Teresa Caputo. I am fucking Teresa Caputo, because what the fuck was that? I'm about to pull my hair up.
What are we naming it?
Yes.
I promise you, I feel so validated. I feel so seen.
I'm never doubting you again. I apologize profusely.
No, I feel so seen. No, I feel so seen. No, I feel so seen. No, I'm so sorry. I'm just repeating myself. I have like a stimming issue. And I'm not even scared because I knew.
It's so crazy how many times you've like drilled into my head that this place is haunted. And I'm like, oh, come on.
And I promise you it's nothing. I just know it.
We need to look into that. We need to have somebody come sage you or something.
I feel, no, but it's like I leave here and I'm fine. Like,
You feel the energy?
I don't know how to explain
Who can
it.
tell you? Who can like measure you for that?
I don't know,
To find out if you're, like,
I'm clairvoyant.
Wait, that was so crazy. I wish we could have watched that back. I saw like it, like literally like
Dude, even the other day, I didn't podcast about this because I thought I would just sound skits, but now here we fucking are, okay? Here we fucking are. I was walking into LAX and I have this like extreme vision that I'm going to run into one of Maud's son's friends, and I see it. And then I think in my own head, I'm like, that wasn't my thought. And why am I having that thought? That's so weird. Like, why am I going to run into Maud's son's best friend, Brennan, right now? And I just like think about how weird it is. And I go through TSA and sure as shit, he's there. And he's like, hi, Tana, how are you? And in my head, I'm trying to have a normal conversation with him, but I'm like, I just knew this was going to happen 10 minutes ago.
That's so weird. I don't know what that is.
Now I have a weird taste in my mouth that wasn't there before. Am I?
That was crazy. I'm
having chest pain.
I feel bad, but I feel like there's been so many times now that I've doubted you. You've proven me right, and I regret it, and I should never doubt you again. And I really do apologize about that.
Yeah, I think I'm psychic. And like, maybe I'm crazy.
That could be.
I'm excited to have Camilla on and get all the tea. Let's get her in here. I think she's here.
Yay.
You and I had like a 5-minute phone call because I'm coming in hot to the BOP House.
Yes.
And I'm so excited. Like,
The BOP House is so excited to have you.
I am so excited.
lit.
I just like feel like I randomly insert myself into certain things, certain TikTok things. And this one, I was like, I'm the OG BOP. Yeah. I've been a BOP forever. I got a BOP to the top.
I'm so excited.
And I just love Miami. Like, I'm just so excited. But anyways, it was supposed to be like a 5-minute call. And then you and I were on the phone for like 45 minutes reading everyone to filth. The amount of tea you have in your arsenal is crazy. And
It's just hard being that girl.
I feel like the Ash Trevino interview also elevated you to like such a different plane, because it's one thing. Like, the BOP House is insane. It's huge. It's killing it. Like, you're killing it. You're so hot. But you said, I'm an interviewer too, and I'm a personality.
I think a lot of the times TikToks are like, they're like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. And like, I'm like, no. Like, guys, I swear I'm funny. I swear I can be funny. And so I'm like, okay, who the fuck is this Ash Trevino girl?
So yeah, how did that all even like come about? And I'm going to ask you, I want you to, I don't know enough about her. I keep saying I don't want to platform her, but I guess I'm not. If it's because you are on the opposite side, the right side of history there, you know, which is good.
So, God, she's so ancient. The whole reason this started, right? Because I don't know if you noticed, once you see one video, game over. Yeah. It's a black hole. Takes over your life.
Yes,
damn
but
near.
I never in my entire life have I seen her actual account. It's just people reposting her lives.
Yeah,
I don't even know if
it's
she has.
insane.
I thought for a second I
She does.
blocked
She
her or
has, like-
something.
She has like 2 accounts with like 300K. Like, it's almost like everyone loves watching her live. No one gives a fuck what she's doing.
That actually
Has she ever like
so
posted
happy.
a video? Does Ash Trevino have any like videos?
She fully posted a video being like it's like a selfie. And it's like, the BOP House sucks. They're like da 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 da. Like she made like a diss at the BOP House. I'm like, okay, period. At least I made it on the main page.
And
You know what I'm
isn't she
saying?
like, how old is she?
She claims allegedly 36,
But I heard she's
saying
43 because she has 1981 tattooed on her body, and somebody
she gives
in
the
her
type
life
to
said she
tattoo.
was 43. I think.
Doesn't she give like birth year tattooed on her?
1 trillion %.
Yeah.
100%. Or like maybe one of her like inmate,
Ooh.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like one of her inmate husbands.
You see the videos, duh. You're going down the rabbit hole, duh, as we all do, unfortunately. And then how did it?
I would say that I understood the assignment, right? I'm like, okay, she lies for clout. She does all this shit for clout. I'm like, so shit. Let's have a podcast. Let's have a little fun, right?
The clout trap bait.
You want to have a conversation? Let's have a conversation. Meaning, and I told her this in person. I said, on live, it's easy to sit on your phone and just talk. You know, you can't read the comments that fast. But when it's like this, I'm like, did you or did you not sleep with blank? Like you can't just avoid it. You can't just not. You can't just. Sit
You
there
can't
and
just
not
like thank
answer.
someone for a galaxy,
Right.
and call it a day.
That motherfucking part.
Yeah.
So I was like, I reached out to her daughters because I was like, what I don't want is to give her the opportunity to continue to lie. No one would have ever known that she sold her daughter out for a fucking galaxy if her daughter wasn't there to say it.
Yeah.
You can read, and here's the thing. The truth I will always be, for the truth, you know? So having her kids there, it was,
Such a smart move.
I think when you watch a podcast, you can read body language. You can, there's so many cameras. And so it's like, you'll be able to tell from the facial expressions. And I feel like the girls told the story, maybe not verbally, but with their face. And I needed that. Every
And
time her
even
mom would say something, it was like
the hospital sellout thing was like crazy. I feel like that podcast did, like, because there were so many people before, I think, supporting her, and it almost did like shine a whole new light on, wait, hey, Ash Trevino for prison, right? Yeah. And it's like, it's so funny. She's like suing everyone. Like, I wonder if she's gonna try me.
But I'm curious, like, how did you get her to agree to it? Like what incentive did she have?
It was all on live. It happened on live.
No shit.
It happened on live. I texted her. I DM'd her daughter. I said, hey, I'd love to have you and your mom on the podcast, because Ash Trevino loves to act like she doesn't know who people fucking are. Be so what's called
like,
fucking
who's
for
Tana
real.
Mongeau?
She's like, who's Ice Spice? Oh, you were listening to her 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, so her daughter calls into, I guess, on her other phone, and she was like, yo, this girl from the BOP House wants you and I to go on her podcast. Like, we have to go. And she's like, obviously hits the who's that line. Whatever. I'll let that one go. She was like, oh, I'm going to do this to make my daughters happy. My daughter seems so excited about this. Like, I'm going to make
reality,
it happen
the daughters
for them.
are probably just excited for some truth out there, which is also just like.
I will say, this is the first time I've talked about it. I have reached out to Haley specifically, and I asked, like, I did say, like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, is there something I can do? Like, are you okay? I'm sorry if I've caused you any harm. I meant nothing, but, you know, I wanted you to be there to tell your story.
Yeah.
And she was like, absolutely, like, I'm totally fine. Me and my sister are okay. Thank you for checking in.
Yeah.
But I truly did it, so there was no question of, you know, is she lying? Is she not? You know, you saw it right then and there. It happened. We were there, like, all together. Like, it happened live.
Yeah.
So I think where she kind of went off on me was, it was not painted in the way she thought it was.
Yeah, and she's just pissed.
I guess that was my question.
Pissed.
Like, did she think it was going to be
She's
like,
probably just an idiot.
you were on her side?
Literal fuck did you think was going to happen? Like, if you could be so fucking for real for a second.
Yeah.
What in the? You think I'm a fan? You think I'm a Nicki fan?
If she's delusional, she really does feel like she has fans and supporters and like people.
She sat there dead ass before the podcast started and said, I literally hate that I have to go everywhere with security. And I just feel like I miss my old life.
Really quick, I saw her saying that on live and then ran into her at the airport. Not a soul in sight. She's completely alone. Like, nobody's approaching her, by the way.
Security is also expensive, and I know she's making a lot of money.
Did you see her walk around with the guy with like big security across his shirt?
And you know it's just her friend in an Amazon
He was in
link.
Vans. Like,
I've bought those security jackets off of Amazon for $39, so I don't want to hear it.
For a Halloween costume with a lace bra.
Right, and a little badge. It's like a little plastic badge you can fucking snap in half. Like, I'm over it.
Dude,
over it.
I mean, obviously it's just over, right? Like, you're never gonna talk to her again. Duh.
No,
And like,
so...
But she tried. Did she try to sue you? Sorry.
She went on live and was like, she'll be hearing from my fucking people. And then I was like, I made a joke, right? I reached first, right?
people.
It's so concerning.
And so I made a joke. I was like, I've been sent like 3 cease and desist this fucking year. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna call my fucking attorney and we're gonna cease and desist her ass.
And good for you, because it's like people really do try to scare people. Like, you know, that's just her doing that. And like in the beginning of your career too, like the first couple times that, and especially so soon for you, you know what I mean? Like,
right,
you
like,
blow up
damn.
and now you're like catching all these cases. Like, that's enough to make someone like shut up and stop and be afraid and all the things. And I think it's really good that you're not, because it's just like,
coming, bro.
And you'll probably end up winning half of them if you really want to go to fucking litigation anyways.
But
like,
no, I don't think anyone wants to go there. And to be very honest with you, like, everyone does say like, oh, Camilla's like a marketing queen. Like, yeah, one thing I'm not is fucking stupid. Like, I am smart. I know what I'm doing. Like, do I really genuinely, am I actually like hurt over these cease and desist? Like, no. But
what was the other one? Alabama, though?
Alabama, I got threatened by the Blonde House, that guy. Dude, I could get.
I didn't know there was house on house beef.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll get into that. That's fucking
but
insane. I got a
also-
call from their lawyers, their attorneys, and they're like, yo, if you don't take this shit down, like, they're filing a police report, but that's a whole different thing.
This is so wild. It's like, just bring internet beef back. Even Alabama, it's like, you
but
want
it
to
doesn't
be a
even be
rapper.
that serious, in my opinion.
Yes, and it's like, you can't say that you want to be a rapper, and then the second someone is detesting you, you're running to dad and like ceasing and desisting.
I genuinely, I'm gonna be very honest with you, I didn't think it was for real. The second she was like, I got the letter, I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like, I'll just shut up because like I don't care. Like, I don't
need this.
I don't need this. Like, to be honest with you, and like, yeah, like, obviously, I'm a Bad Baby fan. Like to the day I die, like I rock for that girl. Like she's
Yes.
fucking amazing. And
I
just
love
think,
women in STEM.
I just think like it for me, it wasn't that deep. I think
Yeah.
I actually probably hurt her and hit a spot that kind of hurt, and
And just the feeling of like I'm losing, and then like you have all those
that's
resources.
fine. Like, and that's fine. Like so, I just shut up. Just cool. Like I don't need it. Like next. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like bigger
100%.
issues. Like whatever.
How did that start? Or are we ceased and we're desisted?
I mean, nothing's a lie.
Yeah.
It was someone commented under my video and was like, "Yo, you should add Miss Girl to the BOP House," and I was like, "Oh, I would never," given that the story with her and Bad Baby's man Levon. And so I was like, I would never. I just think that's kind of trashy to go after someone else's man. Then it spiraled. She answered. I was like, oh, bet.
And
Like,
she was kind of like OF shaming too,
yeah.
which is
100%.
wild.
Yeah.
Her mom did the original OF, right? Playboy.
Yeah. Which fire, by the way. Not that's great.
Yes, that's what
Like,
I'm saying.
sexy.
It's like you should
Yeah.
be. It's in your blood. You should be nothing but supportive of this.
Right.
Like,
And I
it's
think
so
a lot of people
wild.
around her too also do OF. So I thought I do think when she expressed that, everyone else in her life was kind of like, hold up.
Yeah, it'd be so strange. It's like if I were to say like that's so disgusting and like
Yeah, and it's like I'm like,
you know,
And you're sitting there like, right.
Yeah.
it's strange.
It was just odd. So I was like, okay, like I guess we're taking shots there.
Well, I
For no
also think
fucking
it's
reason.
just you're in a very wild position. I appreciate that you continue to say like, no, I'm fucking smart and like so on and so forth, because it's like the BOP House, right? Like people are going to immediately just want to diminish you to like, you know what I mean? A bop and a dumb girl and you know what I mean? Just the way people treat me. Like the second you do, people are going to immediately
And
just
you-
say you're so stupid.
And you know
you're
what
this.
I think is so insane, and I had this conversation earlier today. People are brands even, they won't work with you if you don't this, that, and the third, but it's like, why? We convert so fucking well. The BOP House right now is on fucking fire. And if
Yeah.
you can't, like, I almost want to be the one that like can break through that stigma. And yeah, sure, I understand like it's not the most glamorous industry. But I feel like people also say like it's not horrible.
It's going to continue to take people like you to slowly knock down that wall that may take 25 years to really knock it down.
The
but I
first
think,
person that does it, I promise you, is going to fucking change.
well, it's all of
everything.
us. I think we're all like one brick of
Yeah.
knocking it down, and I appreciate you saying not to glamorize it, because I think even I did that for so long, because it's like we have this amazing story and like whatever, and recognizing that we are, you know what I mean? Like just not the 1%, but it's not this.
It is not like this for everyone. But at the same time, like I feel like people talk about it in a way where it's like sex, like we're being like sex trafficked and we're being like pimped out, and we're like
it's not a
isn't-
choice, yeah.
This is I willingly
Made
am
this choice.
making this decision.
Yes.
For a lot of us, it's
our
a
decision.
very conscious choice that we're making.
It's also, as I always say, the best way to describe it is it's so case by case. What works for me might not
100%.
work for you.
Right.
Why I did it might not be why you do it. Why I'm doing it and why you're doing it is not why Samantha watching right now should do it. You know what I mean? Like it is one of those things that's just so personal, and so long as you're honest about that, that's just the truth. Like for me, it was like I was getting sexualized from 15 and up on, and I wanted to be in my bag about it, and like for you, it's like you wanted to do this shit.
I started with Mr. Beast. I was in college. He was in my college town. I used to.
What?
Yeah, I blew up off of a Mr. Beast video. Squid Games.
Tell now.
This
I
was
don't know
in like
this.
2021. Okay, so I went to ECU, which is where like he's in Greenville, like that's like known. So I
Where
was
is that?
working for one of North Carolina.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I know that. I know
so
that.
fucking like,
and I
trust.
love it there.
Yeah.
We were
Do you
talking about that.
really?
I really love North Carolina.
Isn't that where all the Nicholas Sparks books are based?
And it feels like that when you're there, like the greenery and the fucking houses on the water.
over here, like,
I love the
I guess 'cause I
Carolinas.
grew up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to ECU and I was working at like a bar there, and I met a videographer that worked for him. So I started working for him, and then I ended up getting mixed into like personal assistant jobs for him, and he would, anyways. So
interesting. What was that
so
like?
one day, great. One thing I will always say, Mr. Beast and his people are some of the most genuine, kind-hearted people I've ever met in my entire life.
He has
That's
always
nice to
been so
know.
nice to me, but
I saw him recently. He knew bro, I haven't seen him since like 2021. He saw me. He knew exactly who I was. Like he remembered. Like, you know
And
what I'm saying?
people
Like,
don't do that.
No. Let's be so for real.
yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
He knew exactly who I was. He asked how I was doing. Like, also I was friends with Carl and the rest of the crew just from being around. But regardless, we filmed Squid Games. It was supposed to be fun. Like, what happened was the first couple days of filming Squid Games, there was a malfunction. Did you ever watch the Mr. Beast
I
Squid
did
Games
watch
video?
it.
So you know when someone died, like there's like a little thing that like it like and like
Yeah.
it pops or whatever. Those were called squibs. And so when you would get out, everyone in the room, like all like the guards had an iPad and they would click your number and it would just pop, and then there would be a shot of it. Move on to the next round, whatever. So there was a massive malfunction, and there were 456 people involved. So half of the people didn't show up the next day. So they were scrambling, calling people, calling contestants in to be able to fill the spots and start shooting the next day. And then one of the guys the guy that I was working for was like, yo, do you want to be in a video? Like, bring a couple friends. I was like, bet. Awesome. We showed up the next day. We filmed. I ended up bringing my friend at the time. I don't even want to talk about that, but that ended very quickly after the Squid Games video. But when the video came out, literally, I'm not joking, 24 hours after the video came out, I started off with 7,000 followers, regular college student. I woke up the next morning to 145,000 followers in one day.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Went so viral on Twitter. Everyone like ended up finding my account, and then
Men mainly, yeah.
no, like it was like a mix. I would say it was like a mix of people, because I guess the Mr. Beast audience is
Mixed.
but
believe
when
that.
it got on Twitter, I guess it was more men.
Yeah.
So then it translated to TikTok, and so I literally for a week straight was just gaining and gaining and gaining, and I'm like, oh my god, like I know I've always wanted to be like a personality on the internet. I did modeling for a really long time before all of this, so that was something I was pursuing, and I was like, oh my god, this is like my in, like this is like my time to shine, like
Yes.
this is my moment.
And it's the people who jump on that who end up.
And I
know?
fucking failed miserably.
How? Why?
Miserably. I did. Like I had I did for like the first month was great, right? Because when you're popping, you know, people want to work
Yeah.
with you. I work with Noah Beck. Like I got to meet some really cool people. I was like, oh my God, like I am in my fucking era. Like what is good, right? Then after like it dies down, mind you, small town, was in college 1 second. The next you work with some of the people that you've watched your entire life.
Yes.
Right? What I didn't know what to do with it. What direction do you take it in? I was literally throwing shit like darts.
Yes.
At with a blindfold. Nothing was sticking. I felt so demotivated. I wrote actually 2 TV shows, because like one thing I'm really good at, no one knows about, I'm a really good writer.
Ooh.
I'm a very good writer. Like I love the television industry. Like it's just my thing. Like I can write.
And
so
just
I
good
wrote
for you for like fucking, you know, taking all the things.
everything. Like I was
Deciding to do
making
the things.
YouTube videos. I was making no money. Like I was asking my parents to like help me fund shit, and like it was a whole thing. And they were so excited that this was all happening. Like stop, don't even. I will cry. Talking. My parents are the most supportive people ever. That's cute. They were like, no, like we'll take out a loan. Like we want to help you with this. Like guys, I did everything, and I really was so broke, and I told myself like I will not go back to school. Like I'm not going to give myself an option.
Determined queen.
Not because I don't believe in having an education. I just think
It wasn't for
I was
you.
in for like a business degree. I originally started off with nursing because
Same.
I like science. Science is like what I'm really, really good at.
No shit.
And
Give me a
so-
beaker and I'm crashing out.
Dude, no, like that's my fucking chemistry. Like eat me down. Like yes, like, I'm a fucking whore for chemistry. Like slut
Maybe
me out.
that'll
yes.
be our OF collab.
Yeah, like oh my
We'll
god,
have
like and
the
like a little
things on.
fucking
You and a
shut up.
lab
I'm-
only a lab coat.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Kind of Gene.
Goggles.
That's kind of hot.
Yeah, no. And then
Like
you can
and we're
maybe
like
teach
we're like
me a
making
thing.
some potions and
Yeah,
shit.
like
Like
mixing
what?
something up.
Stop.
It's just lube. I see it now.
Anyway, and I just think in general, like if you're going to college for a business major,
It's half those girls that end up getting it and then wanting to be an influencer with it, you know?
yes, right. So
Not
anyways,
that that's
they're the most
everyone.
supportive. They're the most supportive parents in the fucking world. And I had no money, and I was like, okay. I kind of brought up the idea. I was like, what if I do? And I'm like, because I was posting fucking bikini pictures and low-key being a whore on the internet anyway. So what the
Preaching
fuck?
to the choir.
What the fuck? I was posting like
Yes.
all up on Instagram. So what? I was like, might as well make a bag. So as soon as I brought that up, so I'm Latina. I'm from Brazil, and that's like a big no-no. You just don't do that. Like you
Really?
just don't do that. No, like my parents are like
So funny.
Catholic and very like religious, and I kind of told them, I was like, well, what if I did this? And like, I was like, what if I was making like $100K a month? They're like, you're never going to achieve that. And they were very upset about it. Obviously, like, honestly, as a parent should be. I was young and I put it off for a really long time. But once I failed for like a straight, we're talking like year and a half. They were begging me to go back to school. They were like, just go do community college, do something. I'm like, no, I refuse. Like, I genuinely refuse.
Good for you.
Met this guy, moved to Orlando, and was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I was like, I'm risking it all. One thing about me, like, if I'm going out, I'm going out with a motherfucking bang. Okay, like if I'm going out, like everyone's gonna fucking know about it.
Yeah.
And
high risk, high reward too.
right.
You know?
So I was like, you know what? My boyfriend at the time didn't care that I was gonna start. And I was like, fuck this shit, like I'm gonna do it. I did it. And my parents were like, they were not cool with it. I'm very, very transparent. They were like, okay, well, if you're gonna do this, you're 100% supporting yourself financially, period. That's it. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll make it work. Was working 3 jobs. I actually worked at a real estate development company. And
You're like behind the scenes, like
I did. I worked in real estate.
Mortgage, daddy.
Yeah, like I was working for a real estate development. I was working at a bar in Orlando, and I was doing at the same time.
You're a hustler, and I love that about you. I do.
Bitch, this is real fucking tea. I had to leave the real estate job because the head of the company, I actually signed a legal document that I can't say the company's name or him.
Here we are.
But
Did he subscribe?
he sexually like
Oh.
he did not assault me. It was like
Harassment.
yes. Yeah,
I've been
he said-
learning the difference between that these days
yes,
as well.
You have to very clearly. He came in and told a story about his sex life to me, and it was very off. They didn't have HR. They had HR, but like it wasn't like really established. So he wrote me a really good settlement check. I went to Portugal with it, came back, changed my fucking life. I was fucking doubling down on only.
So then how long were you doing OF solo? Like how did the BOP House come about, right?
I was doing OF solo for like, this is going on year 3. So I was doing it for like 2 years with this guy I met in LA when I came the first time. He was the one kind of like, you should start. And I don't know. I was so against it for so long. You can find clips of me on the internet that say I would never.
Yeah.
Bitch, I did. And
Me
I'll
when
do
I
it
lie.
again. Yeah. So true. Anyway, I did it for like 2 years and then I really doubled down. And then I was like, oh, it actually wasn't brought up by me. A lot of people think that I'm like I run the BOP House. Like, no, babe. Like,
I thought that.
I don't know why.
You just give I
I
run
think
the
you just
BOP
have
House.
such a
like,
big personality.
I think that's what it is. A lot of the girls are very.
Because Sophie's
They're
kind of
so
quiet,
cute.
right?
She is. She's very quiet. She's very like to herself. Like she's such a sweet soul, to be very honest with you. She's funny, but she's like quirky and like, but that's almost all the girls.
No, but you need this to be.
right, like I'm like I'm like I give, you know what I mean? So,
You're
wow, I can't believe that just was used right now. That's fucking
row seat.
iconic. You're
It was my favorite
anyway,
time.
That's
I miss
the
her.
best era ever. So anyway, it's literally like it's like a group decision. Like there's no like decisions being made that are made by one person. Like it's like, hey, should we do this?
So
Should we do that?
were you guys all just friends or like internet friends or like, because here's what I think, I really do.
I
think
don't wanna
it's so
burst your
successful
bubble.
because it doesn't feel, I see these all the time in LA, right? Where they get the fucking McMansion and then some guy in a fucking, you know what I mean? Burlington Coat Factory suit
Right.
gets fucking 6 girls together and then everyone looks like they're being held at gunpoint and I'm so not for it.
Right.
And like it feels like you guys feel like you are so in control of it, which I think is so important.
We really are. We really are. I think
It's authentic.
we didn't think it was going to be that big. We're like, yo, let's just fucking do something. Let's call it the BOP House.
We're making this money. Let's get a house.
Right, like it was kind of just like, yo, like let's just fuck around. Let's do this BOP House thing. Like we're called Bops. Like let's do a BOP House.
What do you think about all the other houses too? Just all the people being so inspired, or is it like?
You know the audio that's like, no one is better than the original. Like that's how I live my
Inspired is
fucking
so
life.
funny.
Well, because even just like the hype house, like then you'd see all the ones after, like all the fight
happened?
house,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it was
what
like
came after the hype house? There's no other house.
there was what was it? But like Maddie Monroe and them had like not a content
Oh no,
house,
yeah, not a
and shit.
content house. They had
But no one's better than the original. It just because it's
See?
people trying
when they always
to
end
do.
in like flames.
The hype house and like these things, right? Like you're like they're ran by like a guy and this, that, and the third. And I think that a lot of the times there's so many hands in the pot, right? And I think that that's the biggest issue is we all make our own money. That's it. Like we all make our own
and no
individual
one's
money
controlling
and
you.
no one's controlling us to do anything. So it's kind of just like We do what we do because we all have the money to fund it ourselves. We don't need like these brand deals. Like, yes, obviously
It helps, but
helps,
it's not
but it's not our main focus. Is not
driving
to be,
factor.
No.
Yeah.
No, and that's what genuinely allows us to have fun. I think that's the biggest difference is we're all not depending on Monster or Celsius to
And that's a
fucking pay
big
us a check.
message to girls out there, because now I'm sure too, so many agencies are trying to create what you guys have,
And royally
and
they
are
can suck my dick.
and
Sorry.
are probably reaching out to these girls like, this
And
is
the
going to
thing
be
is-
just like the BOP House, and it's like, no, they're going to own you.
Not to mention every single pitch is let's start beef with the BOP House.
I would be terrified. Just you're so good at articulating your words. I would be so afraid to have beef
And
with you.
one thing,
Oh my
I remember-
God! She was reading Alabama to Filth. I actually almost
No, it's
like,
so good. That's where I found you. I just like one video, I was like mesmerized. Even now, I'm watching you talk. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, like no, it's awesome, and you remind me so much of me before I had a lot of fear incited in me and trauma. And even just on the phone when we were talking, I was like, never lose this fire and this authenticity and this, because
But that's
I'm sure,
me.
and I'm sure you feel it right now, though. People are trying to take that from you. The
Yeah,
second that
I
they
think-
see it, they want to sue you. They
wanna
want
silence
to
you.
beef with you. They want to.
And I think that's kind of like that's like the low key the fun part. I'm like, okay, like if this is how you're taking this, like, and you're trying to like silence me, like I'm gonna let people know you're trying to silence me. I'm not gonna get a cease and desist and say,
You're not going to cease or desist.
no, I'm gonna say, a hoe's gonna stop talking because a bitch got a cease and desist, and that's that. I'll never
Yeah.
push it. I will
Yeah.
be honest. I'll never push it because I want. Honestly, I'm glad I'm gonna say this. I want everyone to know, like, I'm not this problematic human being. Just fuck with me and I'll fuck back with you. Like, I'm not going to start. I'll never attack anyone ever. That's just not
Well,
me.
that's just how the world is too. They see an outspoken woman and they immediately want to put her in this. Even like Bhad Babie dealt with that so much. Like,
And that's what I love about her. She's been the same since fucking ever. Obviously, she's grown and she's matured, and obviously, people grow and people mature. But this, like, she's so fucking authentically herself, and when she does something, she fucking stands on it, on her mistakes. Everything she's ever done, she stood on it. Even if she's wrong, she was like, I did that, and that's that, and let's move on. And that's something that
and the world will
love.
try to take that from you as a woman so hard.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
I'm literally getting chills like thinking about it, so I'm putting this on. But like,
And that's one of the things I told you on the phone. I was like, you are so resilient. You've been through so much. Like, and that's so admirable because you know how many people wouldn't have continued? Do you know how many people would have given up? Do you know how many people would have, like, just sat there and taken that and changed so many things about themselves that are so beautiful? Like, I think a lot of the times people just run away.
to stand in the face of the fire and say, this is who I am and I'm willing to fall and
That
get back up is admirable and it's hard.
So admirable, and it's like so many people can't do that because they're not confident enough in themselves, or they haven't found peace within. You know, so I think that
That's the thing. It's like I fucked up, but I know who I am, and I'm willing to just like put that all out there. Like, okay, here's me fucking up, and it made
exactly
me this. And
exactly. I have fucked up.
it also helped having nothing to lose. I will say, you know, like I'm all in
Exactly.
with this.
Exactly, and I think that that's the difference too. Is like when people start and they feel like they have to be perfect. That's where you're gonna fuck up the most. Like when you
100%.
try to play this persona that you're not. Or
Authenticity.
when you try to
Authenticity
play this
is-
role that you're not, you're gonna fuck up more because that's not what comes naturally to you.
And when your intentions, I think a lot of people, you have to like love this shit. You have to, and I
Yeah.
can tell
Passion.
that you are so passionate about showing who you are and sharing it with the world, and hoping along the way that that inspires some people.
Right.
I think a lot of people start social media and all of these things with different intentions, and then when you face the fire, you're gonna back down because your intentions were just money, or your intentions were just this. And you know what I mean?
I say this a lot online, especially in, like I said, in a 30-second to a minute TikTok video, it's an exaggerated version of myself, right?
100. It's not all of you.
It's not all of me. It's one piece of me that you see for 60 seconds, and that's all you get.
And
then you make an
people
opinion on that.
love to hold on to that. You know what I mean? Like I will forever be an idiot to so many people, as hard as I try to show the smart sides of myself. And like it can't, I don't know, you can't just harp on that. It's like, so what if people never fucking know who I fully am? I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna try.
And
you know?
you're not going to do it for everyone else. You're going to do it for yourself. And that's the difference. Do it for you, not for any what the hell? Like,
I feel like I'm at church right now.
right? Like,
more,
preach.
more.
Come on, church. So I really do. I have a lot of passion for it. I have a lot of passion just for entertaining.
And I can tell, and I just love it. I
I love people.
And I'm serious. I feel like you're going to have, like, we're going to look back at this podcast almost and be like, oh my God, like, remember that, like,
was so
you're going to
cute.
have the craziest, because you're not backing down, and the world just needs more women like that. And it's just, you're everything. You are a powerhouse
you know what low-key irritates me?
Dude,
Is
pop
that
off, girl.
fucking, the second there's any, like, someone hands me my flowers, like, the second you say that, right? There's always that comment that's like, why would she ever be an icon if she doesn't? Immediately. Like,
of course.
That is the first thing.
Of course.
Everyone says, like, why do these girls idolize her? Why do these girls look up to her when, like, this is not someone to look up to?
Which is, and
I'm
I've
like-
always struggled with this so hard too, because it's like, but it's like, at least for me, I mean, it's like they were gonna sexualize either way. I think
Why
men
can't it just be because I fucking wanted to do?
yes.
Right.
Why is that such a hard fucking concept to understand? I say, hey, I just want to pop it. I want to pop it. Like, and that's okay. If that makes me feel good, that makes me feel good about myself.
100%. And it's fun. Again, this is
Yes,
not
this is-
everyone's
this is
scenario.
very-
I'm not glamorizing
Yes.
it, but there is something fun about, like, reclaiming a power that you not necessarily are supposed to have societally, right? And feeling hot and being young and doing it with your girls. Like, some of my favorite memories in
Yes.
the world are like all me and my friends having a wine night and then popping our pussies.
Yeah, like and period. And you're gonna, like, do it gracefully, amazingly, and make a bag. Like, what the fuck is the, like, for me, I just don't, like, again, like, I just don't give a fuck.
But I like that
you
you're
know?
going multifaceted with it too, and just doing all the things that you want to do. I want to know, like, what's up your sleeve? You're a bitch with something up your sleeve. Like, what's coming? What are you excited
You know me
about?
so well. So as you know, a bitch talks shit, and period. I will stay talking shit. I will stay talking
love
like
it.
a fucking tea. But I kind of I want to veer into something more positive and fun, like something.
And I like that too, that you're not like, oh my God, now that people think I'm a hater, I just have to be the hater.
no, hell no. Like I love
Because haters need love too. We are
I don't
haters
sure
too.
people think you're the hater though. I don't see any of that and think like, oh my God, she's a I feel like you're just like, you stick up for yourself.
right,
But it's because you get it, you know?
right.
Like that whole fucking side of the internet that's just like, oh, it's a woman yelling. She's an evil, you
right.
know? And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
like,
reels
period.
people.
real, yes.
Reels and TikTok.
They're different
Yo,
planets.
holy shit! Like I'll feel like a badass bitch. I'm like going through my TikTok comments. I'm like, I served, and then Instagram's like, you fucking disgusting whore, you piece of shit.
You
guy.
should be in the kitchen
They'll
making
humble
a
you.
sandwich.
I'm like,
Reels humbled this shit out of us.
Dude.
Like, oh my God, the comments on canceled on Reels is so brutal. It's like these
We
women.
could be saying like literally the most insightful thing of all time, and the comments will always be like, "Get her off of here."
Like,
make podcast
they're like
equipment more expensive.
DIE 6 feet under. I'm like, I'm reading that. I'm like, noted. Nice. I'm like, double tap that one. That one's good. I'm like, that one made me laugh. That one's a good one.
That is it.
Never had this insecurity. I'll change that about myself.
yeah, that's
Like,
how I found out I had a big forehead. I was like, Jesus.
Oh my God.
I didn't even
Fred.
know.
I posted a TikTok the other day, and the very first comment, I'm talking, this person got there in 3 seconds to say this shit, was, what episode of Botched is this? And I was like, you know what?
low key.
I giggled.
Clever. That's me. I'm like,
Let
I
them
just like
cook.
when they're
Love that,
creative. Like it.
Me too. Like I do. I love a funny hate comment, like a good one where I'm like, you know what, touche. Like I'm gonna put that in the
Right.
bank.
Like low key, I'll pin it.
Yeah.
Like that was funny.
Low-key, I'll pin
Low
it.
key, I'll pin that one, and I'll give a little haha in the comment. You know,
Yeah,
respond to
like
it.
you know, because that's all they want. It's like a hug.
Are you a Nicki fan? Like that's like my favorite
course.
comment. I'm like, are you a Nicki fan? You love me? Say
so
that.
stupid. I'm like, of course, I love Nicki Minaj. Hello. I'm
audio.
40.
Oh my
I have to kill myself.
I missed it too.
I'm gonna
Really?
watch that back
oh my
in the
God,
edit.
Wait,
and I'm
that's
gonna,
just like an old TikTok audio.
no, and I'm
That
gonna
was
actually.
so like Gen Z of me.
I'm gonna watch that back in the edit.
Well,
and be
we're
like, you
I'm a millennial. She's a Gen Z.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't know
Gen Z?
anymore.
I really
right?
am millennial.
I laughed at the most like Facebook mom meme the other day. I was in tears laughing, and then I just sat silent in the car for 30. I was like, oh my God.
I tell myself I'm doing it
Constantly.
ironically, like I'm laughing at them, but I'm laughing with them.
No, I was just it was like me when the flight attendant offers me a snack and like a dolphin, and I was like, haha, this is so funny. And I like actually was like, oh my God.
No, same because like I will cry laughing. Like I'm talking like hyperventilate over like dogs and cats.
Yes.
Me
What in
too,
the
or
grandma
AI
fucking is
animals.
that?
Like, why is it doing that?
Yes. Or like the one where have you the microwave trend right now where like they put their dog. I'm crying.
Wait, tell the trend. What happens?
The microwave trend where they're like they put a picture of the dog and AI spins it around. Stop playing with me. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, you're
I
lying.
don't know what it is.
No, you're lying. Don't do this to me on
Wait, I gotta see
podcast right now.
microwave dog. We gotta look it up. Hold on. Oh, Annalise got it.
I'm screaming. That's so fucking
Wait,
funny.
how do I do that to Murph?
You have to do that to Murphy.
wait.
I feel like Mouse is just doing
that's
that
not
right
justifying
now.
Mouse
the
is
trend.
already doing that.
Yeah, Mouse is just at home right now doing that anyways.
No, please.
Stop. Why do I want that of me? Like, I want to be spinning around. Can you do it of me?
Like, I'm screaming, crying, throwing up. Please. I'm 95 years old.
Just like that, by the way.
no, honestly.
I'm 95 years old, sitting on my couch, fucking screaming, like
I get it.
grabbing my Julia, being like, no look, no look, no look. Like I'm. Anyways,
No, it's okay. I'm embracing it. Listen, if I laugh at a millennial joke, it is what it is. You know,
and that's okay.
it's okay.
Wait, you were saying you wanted to do something more positive, and we
so-
got so far off track.
Okay.
But I love when we ADHD and Kiki too. It's
No,
good.
it's
So I just didn't
bad.
want her to forget.
So, anyways, I'm trying to be so positive and like. I love giving gifts. Like I feel like that's one of like my
Me
love
too.
languages. Is like it's like please open it. Like I'm so excited. But like
I think it's something with OF too, because it's like I just robbed this man for this money, so how can I like give back to other people? I'm the same way.
you as my parents for them to accept me. Kidding. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a giveaway and I'm gonna sell merch. So I'm like in the works of like I want to give away a car. I'm gonna
So
have
fun.
like I have like 2 MacBooks, 3 iPhones.
Make
and,
David
like, 2
Dobrik great
headphones.
again.
Right.
Like-
great era.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Like so great in theory, and now we just need like a hot woman doing it. You know what I mean?
In a bikini or something.
Yeah, and with your Mr. Beast ties, you could be the car bitch. And that's kind of iconic.
Yeah.
I see it now, the red bows, you're in a red bikini.
Right. And I'm like, brand new car. And I'm like,
No, and like we need a woman doing that.
so
I thought it was me for a second, and then I just
Oh, she gave me a car. I don't know what I'm talking about.
but yeah, I
You
did
got a
give her-
car?
I gave her a car.
what car?
A Bronco, bright green
What the
Bronco. It's my
fuck?
favorite thing in the world. And she bought Kyla a car.
Yeah.
and
Ho.
Ashley a car. 3 cars?
Like fucking
3
car.
cars.
You get a car. You get a car. You get a car.
But she's over here like, girls need to be giving out cars. and I'm sitting here like, yeah.
Well,
they
here's
do.
the thing with one of those cars, it ended up like way later in life. And like the car, I fully paid it off and like the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then she ended up getting hit or like car crash or whatever. And it somehow ended up fucking up my credit while I'm buying a house. It like actually fucked up my mortgage and my shit. And then I was like, I'm not the car girl anymore. I was done.
But just in time for me to get one.
yeah,
So-
you
Oh,
you
here,
were
at
the
least you got
final
yours in,
car.
babe. At least you got your. At least
You are
got
the
yours
final
in.
car. And now
I
we're
bought, hey, wait. Low key, bought my dad a car. Bought
Yeah.
my mom a car. Bought
there
myself
you
2
go.
cars.
So
you're already the car girl.
Low key, eh? My mom's car is
Low-key.
like.
You guys are slang. I just can't get over you walking in here. She says, I'm going to do a small little giveaway. I'm going to give away a car. I go, small little giveaway.
but I love that to you, like it's like
No,
she's gonna
listen,
be the car
because
girl.
what I want to do, right? Like if I'm thinking like 3 years ahead, like if I have like if you ask me, like what's like a vision that you have that keeps you motivated, right? It would be I want to do like a YouTube video or somehow integrate someone's personal story that I really resonated with and change their life. Like I want to buy someone a home and change someone's life. Like that is what would make me like that would
You're
make
gonna
me
do it.
so happy. Like a car, yes, I understand that does change someone's life. Like to be able to, you know, like
Get around and do all the
and
things.
get a job. And I know that helps a lot, even if they have nowhere to live. Like at least you got, you know, like a car or something. But I think with like, I want to get so personal with it. Like Mr. Beast changes the world in masses, right? Like no
Making the
one
blind
does what
see
he
and
does.
shit, like
huge
Jesus.
scale.
And you
yeah.
don't see the personal story in between each person. He fixes 100 people. You don't know these people's stories, like which is incredible what he does. But like for
you wanna
me,
put your
I
spin
want
on
to
it.
do like
a
one
highlight,
person
yeah.
and like tell a story.
And you're such an interviewer. You want to know people's
Yeah, like I
stories as
want to
is.
know their story, their truth. Like I want them to feel like
You're about to be
Seen.
Mrs. Beauty and the Beast.
yes. Yeah.
Like,
Wait, can you write that down?
wait, can I have
So good.
10%? No, I'm just kidding.
A businesswoman at heart.
And I also think truly like a lot of people do that shit even when I was doing it. Like the views are nice, you know? Yours was a little more like I wanted to do that, but like Kyla's, I was like, listen, I'm Dobrik. I was living at his house. Like I fully, and I think that we haven't had someone doing it who really wants to know the stories yet. And
I
like
do.
who
And I
digs
think
like that.
I'm also really big in music. Like not in music, like I don't do music, but like I think music is the one thing that brings people together.
Mm-hmm.
And so making people feel an emotion through a video is something that like is incredible. Like I
crack.
want
It's the
to be
shit
able,
you live
like
for.
you wake up and you know the TikToks where you're like, oh my God, not me waking up crying about a TikTok. Like that made you feel something. Like that's what I want to do. Like I want to make someone like watching, yes, my life, I live it. It's like, yeah, I portray it to be glamorous and I portray this thing, but like I see the other side of it. Like I see the people that don't get to live that. And I know I'm part of the 1%,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But like,
But
I
being
do
aware-
think about, I am so aware and I do think about the people that I can help. And like, I think that's just a part of like who I've always been. I've always, which is also a blessing and a curse, put someone else before me.
Yeah.
Always.
But I love
someone
that.
else's emotions, someone else's financial problems. Like I will always take them as my own because I'm like, I know I always got me.
Yes.
Forever and always. I
feel
know
you.
I'll
I'm like
always have myself. But like seeing them thrive, like bro, that's the one thing I love about the BOP House. We love watching everyone succeed.
And that's hard too, to find other people like that. Like that's why a lot of those houses fail even
Yeah,
like
I feel
that.
like
because
that
it's so
in situations like that, it can be easy to get like jealous of other people, like who's doing
and
better.
obviously you put 8 girls in a fucking house. There are issues and there are things, but like at the end of the day, we each have our own individual businesses and we want each of us to thrive.
Yes.
That's the God honest truth. Like
And that's so important, dude. And I'm so excited to like meet everyone.
you're going to, I'm telling you, like you're going to love
I
them.
can't wait to see everything.
You need to come.
I want to
just not attending the party?
I'm
Hello?
so afraid of Miami. Like
I
deathly
scarred her
afraid.
too, and I told you how bad I was in Miami on the phone a little bit, you know. And she
It,
saw.
it almost ended our friendship.
No, and
Really?
you can talk shit. Go ahead.
No, it was just like it was a bad time for everybody. Like there was a lot of issues, like much bigger than us.
Go
but
ahead.
She was
She's
with
like, talk about it.
She was with her ex at the time, and I went with just them two. Okay, so we stayed in a room, like the 3 of us, 2 beds. Like I had one bed
Red
and they
flag
had
number
the
1.
other.
Right.
Horrible, worst idea I've personally ever had.
And just like the worst. Like now, if it was like me, you and Makoa, like we would like
that
put
would've
on a
been
rom
so much
com.
fun. Like, and for the first couple days, it was fine. But like, they had the biggest blowout fight I've probably ever. Like, it was giving like my mom and dad. I was I couldn't even believe what was happening. And I had a flight the next morning. It was like a whole thing, and I was screaming at them. They're screaming at each other. Like we're about to get kicked out of the hotel. I missed my flight. It was a whole thing. So I
think
told myself in that
flight-
moment I never was going to go back.
I think your flight was in like 6 hours, and she just left to the airport. She was like, "I'd
that is
rather
what
be."
happened. It was like my flight was at like 7 a.m. and I was like, please let me go to sleep. Like we've been out for 24 hours straight. Like I will do anything to just go to sleep. I have a middle seat the next day. I'm like, and the
Oh
flight
my God,
home-
to LA?
Yes, and I'm like,
6
Tana,
fucking
please
hours?
let me go to sleep. And I finally got so angry that I went to the airport, sat there for 6 hours, and then got on a middle seat all the way home for 6 hours. I
I'ma
hadn't
keep it a
slept
buck.
in 24.
We would have never spoken
No,
again.
100%. 100. It's so
that's-
funny. We don't talk about that like enough because even just with friends, I see it now, and I'm not placing blame off of me because obviously, like I did that, but I'm saying like how hard it is to be friends with someone in a fucking toxic relationship.
It is
Yeah.
because you just start fucking
that's
fighting.
so
and-
funny because me and Julia, everyone knows like our friendship is we're going on like 10 years. Like that is my soulmate. Like I'll cry. But I literally love her so much. And like she has the worst taste in men. Love you, girl, but what the fuck?
Oh, my sweet
The
Brookie
worst-
here dealt for so long.
I'm talking-
Until
So did
McCullough.
you.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we balance each other out
Yeah.
with that for a while. But, yeah.
And she's hated my exes and things like that. But like it got to a point where like there was this one time we were in downtown and like I knew I hated this boyfriend of hers. They would go back. It's the back and forth shit that you fucking hate. It's that you see her crying, you see how much he's done to her. Next thing you know, she's like, oh wait, but like I low-key love him. And you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
like
that's
He's
been
just
us.
he's all the
saying,
all the
like-
way like on the way to the airport with us all of a sudden. You're like, oh, that's crazy.
like you didn't just say the most lethal, diabolical shit 6 hours ago.
And I did that with him for a very, very long time.
But
These
it
days,
got
thinking
to a
about,
point where, like, in that moment, we were out or whatever, and I saw him. He said some slick shit to her, and I just lunged at him. I did. I did.
I love
took
that.
off my heel, and
Oh,
I just
shit.
absolutely lunged at him. And I looked at her, and I was like, I swear to fucking, like, I swear to, like, I can't do this anymore. And it did end our friendship for a year and a half.
and that's the
We
thing
didn't
is,
speak for a year, and the only thing that brought me to because I had to rekindle it because I'm like the love I have for her is unmatched. when you're in a toxic relationship, like
it's impossible to
it's just
see.
not.
You walk around with a rain cloud on your
It's
head.
just not you. Like she wasn't herself. Like even me, like when I was in toxic relationships, like she understood, she knew it wasn't me. And it's almost like as that friend, you have to sit there and take it and take the emotions and almost hurt with her while she hurts until she's done.
Yes.
You do. And like I had such a hard time with that because I was so like I wasn't understanding to a lot of my friends like in horrible situations like that because I had never gone through it myself.
Exactly.
So once I had a situation like that, I felt so much guilt because I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe how I handled this with you, Bhabie, everybody. Because I was like, I should have been there for them. And so now I feel way differently about it. But when you're in it, you cannot see clearly at all.
No, like it's literally
and you
like
think
you have
it's
fucking
the
tunnel
be all
vision.
end all, and you're heartbroken every other week.
Like I
and
say
it's-
this, I'm like, those heartbreaks from those toxic relationships, it's like, it's not like, oh, you're sad. Like your body has a physical reaction.
It's like a drug
It
withdrawal.
feels-
It's so traumatic.
it literally feels like chest pain. You're dizzy. You can't sleep. You can't eat. Like your body
It's literally physical.
and
Yeah.
crying like that, just
insane.
like
the
even
sobbing.
just what it's got to do to you psychologically to normalize like sobbing like that all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Just being so hysterical and so, it's really horrible, but I wouldn't wish it upon my worst
and
enemy
it's so
ever
crazy
again.
because it's the same
Ever.
thing like a drug addiction. It's like your friends can try to tell you all they want, but
not gonna
until
work.
you
Until you decide to.
decide to get sober, whether it's off this man or it's off this thing, like, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing you can do, and it's so, and then you just want to go back and shake yourself, you know?
And then also like that causes trauma between the friendship, obviously. So
I'm dealing with that right now with a friend of mine, but not like a best friend, but like a close friend where I'm just like, I have to let her cook.
yeah.
Like, and she's gonna see that.
Be there for her when she
And I
comes
think
back.
when I see her pursuing someone, or like when I started, dating and things like that, we were kind of just like, it's kind of like we're on the edge of our seat, like, okay, how do we approach this? Like,
That's literally
this
us.
man, like, I bet when you started dating Makoa, correct? I don't want to mispronounce his name. He
Everyone's
seems
like, what do you mean
great.
you're in love?
He seems fucking
fabulous.
amazing. He seems like you're like the fire and he's the water, and it just mellows. That's how
it's
it comes
perfect.
across.
It's-
and I
it
think that
is.
It
people
is
like
that.
us, we need that.
Yes.
We need that. We need to be able to go on a fucking rant, and he's like, no, totally get you. And then his energy makes you kind of like be able to rationalize and be logical about
Yes.
it. Which is, I would always date men that was like fire and fire, and it's like fucking
Same.
explosion.
We were just literally saying that before you got here, but just like I always thought I had to have a big personality,
Same.
and I feel like that's not true. I love to have somebody who's just like, okay.
Yeah,
I'll be like, I
fine.
hate when you do that. I'll be like,
and
okay.
like,
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you fucking doing? And they're like, no, yeah, totally see why you I'm
Never
like,
happened
And then I
again.
feel like a dick.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a fucking
Oh my
lunatic.
God, I have that all the time.
amount of times I've cried because of the things I've done, in a sense of like, because no one really knows. Like, I'm in a fully like relationship, and like
Wait.
have been for like 2.5 years, 3 years.
out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She's a marketing genius. She said, not today.
Yeah, I mean, I love him. Like, I'll never deny my boyfriend ever, but it's just not something that I publicize just because
Good for you.
that's my fucking man. What the fuck you gotta be looking at my man for? The fuck? Anyways. But like we'll get into arguments and I'm like like in his fucking face. And he's like, yeah, no, like I see, understand. His attitude completely like I'm crying, not because of what he said, because of I'm fucking nuts.
No, oh
I'm
my
a
God.
fucking lunatic. I'm such a bitch. And I'm sitting in my head, I'm like, he's gonna, I don't deserve him. Like, he's just gonna leave me.
Girl,
Like, I cried
I did
because I'm
something in
psychotic.
Paris to Makoa, like that whenever I think about it, even to this day, I want to go back just to jump off the tip of the Eiffel Tower. Like it's, oh my God, I can't.
No,
like,
but he's so understanding.
he is, and it's so far gone to him. But even if even when I just think about us in Paris, I'm like, oh my God, I actually have to lay on the 405. Like it's, and it's crazy untraining toxic
part.
girl. You know, like
That
it's,
part.
I notice
Fuck
it
that-
every
that
day,
part.
even because we're kind of long distance. So like when he leaves, I'll notice myself like reverting to those anxious behaviors, which lead to me lashing out. And then it's like,
trying to start an argument. And yeah, 100%.
yes. And then it's like, wait, I'm not mad at you. I just miss you. Like,
And the
I'm
one thing that changed my like demeanor in the relationship is being embarrassed of my own actions.
yes. Oh my God. And I've never put that into words like
Being
that.
embarrassed of my own actions has changed me as a fucking human being. Like the way I would speak to people, the way I would like, I don't know, like I'm not self-aware. Like I fucking know, like he has looked at me dead in the face, and he'll be like, yeah, when you're done yelling, we can have a conversation. And he'll just walk away. It's nothing personal. He's just like,
So powerful.
He's like, when you're done, he'll just sit there like, you're like this. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, and he'll go, yeah, no, when you're done, he's like, I get it. I understand you're upset. When you're done, we can have a conversation. I'm gonna go eat my
But why would that?
filet.
I'm so evil. I'd be like, what do you mean?
No, no. Yeah. And I'll sit there and I'm like twitching, and I'm like, all right. And I'm still, don't get me wrong. I'm pissed off for like 5 hours after, but I will, and he doesn't treat me differently in those hours. It's not like he's going to ignore me.
Like, we're fighting.
He's like, hey, do you want food? Or hey, do you want this? Or do you want to
That's
go
literally
do this?
Makoa.
Do you want to
Are
do
you
that?
hungry?
And I'm mad at what? What am I mad at? So then I come around and then I come obviously crying, and I'm like, so like,
Sorry.
you still love me or what?
No.
I'm like, oh no, cool. So like, you still love me, right?
And then for 3
I'm like,
days,
I'll
it's
take
that.
Chipotle.
For 3 days, it's literally
Yeah,
that.
you still
And
love
you're
me?
like,
No,
oh
for
my
sure.
God.
It's toxic relationships.
fuck you up so bad.
Fuck
but it is,
you
I think
up.
we talk about this a lot now too. For so long, I was in such denial of the cool down period, right? Even Amari gets on me about this. Like if Amari and I are fighting, it's like, I want to hash it now. And as I've gotten older, I have realized the cool down period will save your life.
I'm still bad at it.
Me too.
With friends.
Me too. I'm just
still bad at it.
Innately.
We have different feelings on that. Like I think you're like solve it in this moment.
That's how I am.
And I'm having to understand more and more.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still bad at it. Like Julia, this is so crazy because this seems like the dynamic of me and Julia. Like she's very like bubbly and just like she's so cute, and she's not confrontational, and she's very like calm. She's very calm, and like you're like me. You're like, well, fuck that bitch, fuck this bitch. Da 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 da.
You're misunderstanding the dynamic.
Really?
We're both.
No,
fucking.
Oh my god! It seems like you're so like relaxed.
No, I'm
actually
it's not
fucking
true.
nuts.
Yeah, no, I'm very reactive. Well, I'm super hyper emotional, and I get very, very like upset over things, like probably irrationally. And so
But
that is an issue that I have with pretty much everyone.
but we've worked it out a lot. I think you've grown a lot in that sense. Like you're much better at saying things, not saying things you don't mean now.
Yeah, I'm way more aware of it now. Like now I know that there's like a root root of the issue.
Right.
But hello.
Oh my God.
Is that the queen?
Hi, my queen.
Is that?
I just watched the cutest video of them. It was you, right?
We're talking about you.
Where you came home with the Birkin, right? Was this you?
No, that was Sophie. Sophie did the Birkin videos. She's
Sophie came home.
Hermes.
BOP House queen. She comes home with a Birkin and she's showing her and she's going, "What is this? Why would you
She
spend
was
that
like,
on this?"
I don't understand why you'd spend
I'm
30
with you.
grand.
No, and it was just the cutest video absolutely ever. Oh, I love you. It was the cutest, like
thing ever.
sweetest. That video was everything.
But yeah, like if we were to fight, like it's very like, I'm like, no, we're solving this now. And she's like, I just don't get why you're yelling. And I'm like, what do you mean?
It's really hard, like once I feel a certain way for me to like,
Unfeel it.
yeah, it's really hard. And I feel like, I don't know. The very common misconception is that I'm calm and
Really?
yeah. And like
Guys,
I
just
hate to even admit that, but it's true. I just get so
Are you
upset.
like low-key petty?
I'm not so much petty as I am just like everything is the sky is falling and everything is my emotions are
0 to 100.
so
Okay.
much bigger than
Okay.
they actually are always. Like something so like minuscule can turn into like I can't believe
Blowout.
they would do this to me. Yeah.
Really?
Big summer blowout.
Yeah, but it's just the way like everything's perceived to me. It's like, oh my God, like everyone hates me. The world is against me. Like, I don't know why.
And we had to work on that a lot too, where, you know what I mean? Like I had to, in those moments, it'd be like, I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
And that's
and I know your
so
brain is telling you that I don't.
Yeah.
We're just so different in the way that we handle conflict, and that has been the conflict. I feel
Oh my
like.
God. For so
I'm a
long.
let's the fuck hash it out. Like I'm a let's hash it out because I hate that feeling of having to wait to have that conversation because for me, the cool down period is like, I still feel it. Like, it's like, even if I'm not as
It's just
actively,
dormant.
it's just like,
Yeah.
when we start talking about it, I'm going to still want to like blow up and I don't know how to articulate it. I mean, obviously I've gotten better and I'm not going to scream, but like I'll say it very passionately. And I think that can cause people to shut down.
I just have to be careful about that because if I hash it out in the moment, I'm going to say so many things I don't mean. It's going to be way bigger than it should be because of how emotional I am about it. So it's like, I need the refractory period just to like come to my senses and like see it for what it was rather than what I
What your
thought
brain
it was.
is making it out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I even you taught me so much about, because I am,
give her a second.
I am innately very much like, let's talk it out right now.
That's
like,
me.
I guess when I say the cool down period helped me, that's for me when I'm hot and angry. But even with our relationship, like I had to really learn, like, no, we're going to revisit this in a day and we're going to
Yeah, because by then I will always probably come and be like, I'm so sorry. I said this because I felt this and I was
You know, a lot of people
way
can't
out
do
of my
that.
mind.
A lot of people cannot say
No, but I
like,
don't always do it.
A lot of people can't
but I
sit
think
there and
you've
admit
grown
when they're
so
wrong.
much.
I'm getting better.
I really do.
Oh my
you know,
God, self-growth. Yes.
it's amazing.
I love that.
It is. It really
That's
is.
so cutie.
I can't wait to go to 11 with you. You should come.
Honestly, I would come.
Listen, I'm gonna be very honest. I have lived in Miami going on 3 years now. I don't go out. I have not been to the beach. I'm telling you, like, the only reason my ass is at Live is because of Julia's fucking ass. And she's like, no, we need a girls' night. We need a girls' night. Takes me to fucking Live. I spend 10 grand. So I'm like, I hate
Yes.
going out. I don't like the culture of going out.
Miami's the most expensive.
Promoters suck.
Miami's the most expensive.
That's what I hate, but
misogynistic.
I love the daytime of it all. I love to be on a boat. I love to be
See,
at the beach.
And now that
Yachts.
I'm sober, I almost need a Miami tour guide that
Now that
will
I'm
show
sober.
me the light, right? Like I need you to
live
show me the things
like-
in Miami
like
that won't
my-
make me slip.
like, yes, queen.
Please.
I'll keep you on, not off edge. I'll keep you on edge.
Yeah.
We're gonna move into like a more wholesome Miami vibe.
Yeah, and I would love
I
that.
like
I need
yachts.
to rewrite it.
Yachts are fun. They're contained. You could get a little fucked up. It's like you get fucked up.
But
It's
it's
like 3
gorgeous.
p.m. You nap until 7.
That I
You
can
have
do.
like, and then you get ready after with like a sun-kissed tan. You go to dinner. And then
Yeah.
you get a little more fucked up at dinner. That's me. I don't do.
See, then I'd be doing off the table.
See,
It's like the God.
That's where we don't align.
Yes, and that's good. That's why I'm sober. But then I'm a hazer.
Never in my life
so
have
I'll
done-
be getting her drunk.
Never
Never
in my
do
life
it.
have done or any hard drugs. Who hasn't smoked a little weed? I'm a paranoid
it.
fucking bitch. I cannot smoke for
Good.
the life of me. But no, listen, I'm an anxious one too. I feel like I wish I could be the cool bitch with the blunt with like some long fingernails that looks. But me, no, I think the cops are coming. I think everyone hates me, and I think I'm going under cardiac arrest, and someone needs to take me to the hospital immediately. Immediately. I wish I could be the bitch that smokes pot, sit on the couch, have a glass of wine. And
I think
eat and
strains
just
kind of
can't-
matter too, because like
I
some
don't
strains
do
make
that
me
because
that.
it's like I don't like
at
the
all.
trial and error of it all.
Nope.
It's like birth control. It's like you mean 3 months I have to do it. It's like
Yeah.
I don't want to be high, like a bad high for long enough to find out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather just not.
Yeah, I just don't. I'll get a little white girl wasted here and there,
Yep.
but anyone in my life will tell you I just don't drink. Like,
And that's great.
And I don't know if it's because I'm like, honestly, I genuinely think it's because I'm like, I could be spending my time doing something productive.
Yes.
and that's just
took
me.
me way too long to realize
That's
that
just
one.
me. Like, why the fuck would I go out with people who, one, half the time the people that we go, like the random girls you meet when you're out don't give a fuck about you. Like, they don't
Yeah.
actually benefit you in any type of way when I could just go home, like, pop my puss and make some money. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't I just do that?
Yes, ma'am. I think it took me so long to realize that like the going out scene is just so regressive, and the
It can be
promoters
fun every once in a while. When there's
Yes.
a reason to celebrate, why not? Right? But I feel like there's a way to do it.
and
I
it's
just feel like it's Groundhog's Day. Like literally every single night, the exact same thing happens, and the same
No,
people
you're
are
not
there,
wrong.
and you're like,
You're not
oh
wrong.
my god.
and you're not going to find love, and you're not going to make a best friend. You're not going to.
You hear that, Julia? You're not going to find love. Thank you.
But it's
Next.
so hard because I was Julia for so.
She's like, no,
long.
but I need to go to Sway and find this man. I'm like, you're not finding your husband at
Go to
Sway.
Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
Right.
But no, but it's.
Go
But
to-
it's. I
Put
was.
a fucking tight skirt on. Go to an accounting firm and say you need some shit. Drop a pencil. Drop
Go
a
to Home
pencil.
Depot
Bend over.
and look
Show your
lost.
thong, and you'll fucking
Yeah.
find a hot man. Like, do something different. Like, show up at the Ritz Carlton, have a fucking drink, and hike up your skirt a little, and fucking talk to a rich man. Like,
Who just said that? Like, go where the rich men hang out and look lost. Like, that's what you do.
Sway?
It is. It's
Live?
no, but it's so wild because I was so damn convinced that I was gonna find my husband in that club, babe. You're gonna find a 40-year-old man with erectile dysfunction and a problem, and arguably he likes minors
With a wife.
in the club. Yeah,
And 5 kids.
and yeah, and it's just oh my god, it's so wild, and it's so easy too. I think. Like being a party girl, you know what I mean? Like at first it's so fun, like we know that, and so many people just get addicted to that then. Like I was so addicted to the scene.
And the thing is though, like growing up in North Carolina, I genuinely believed has saved me from a lot of bullshit because I also worked at a bar the second I was able to, right? So I've seen that. I've been able to party and make money at the same time. So I'm like, oh, this is great. And like
you probably
if I
saw the
grew up-
regular alcoholics too,
Right.
and like
you specifically were in a position, you were young, making money and going out. Like,
and from Vegas,
bro.
doomed from the jump.
Bro, like how do you not?
I
You
think
get what
my
I'm saying? Like,
cards.
for me, it was easy not to because it's North Carolina. There's like bars and it's fun and it's like Kiki. It's more like classy.
Yeah.
There's no like clubs. The first time I've ever heard the genre of EDM was in Florida. Never in my life have ever heard of John Summit, of any of these people until I got to a big city and I'm like, this shit will fuck you up if you start at the age of 15, 16 with a fake ID. How do you not, like genuinely, like how do you not get addicted to, how do you not start drugs? How do you not get with people who are trying to pimp you out? How do you not?
100%. Oh, and I did.
You get what
I
I'm
saw a
saying?
photo of my
Drank the
fake ID
Kool-Aid.
the other day. I was going through my
yeah.
camera roll, and it was just I had red fishnets on, and it was a photo of my fake ID, and it was just so brutal. I was like, oh my god,
Right.
But it was a powerful time.
It all had to happen for me to learn. But I always just want
It shaped you.
I want to tell the girlies out there, that just like if you're lost in that club party scene,
Get
like
out, man.
Yeah, and if you haven't gotten there yet, skip it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's so easy not to do it. It's just, you just not going.
And even just like the way, like you saying that you've never done coke in a room full of people in LA, I can almost, I would bet my foot that you could go in a lot of rooms in LA and say that, and everyone's like, oh my God, what? Like, that's so lame. Like, just try it. And it's like, why?
Wait, so what, like, why try it?
Yeah.
Like, no, but I'm
Yes,
the bitch
like-
to say, so why?
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's you're eating with that. And I wish someone had told me that. Like, it's cool not to do drugs. You're like, if you get out of it, you're gonna look back and be like, damn.
And honestly, this all boils down to not knowing you, because it's like, I don't want to be the odd one out. I don't want to be the one not off. That scares me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to be a part of it. Like, I don't want to
100%.
feel left out. And so that's how I think a lot of people do it.
And then it's like, I want to be numb. And then it's like, you know what I mean?
And then it's like you like it. The problem
And
is
then it's like
liking
these
it.
people-
That's the problem.
That's
That's
the
what I
issue
don't
is
understand
liking
about
it.
like just try it. It's like for what? For me to find out I love it and now I'm doing heroin?
me. Like, not the heroin,
especially
but me.
if you especially if you know, like, person by person, like if you have family members who are addicted
Yeah,
to it, if you have
I
an
would be
addictive
toast.
personality, like
And I had all of that.
me, like, bro, I vaped
And-
forever.
Did you quit?
I did. Like,
How'd
I
you quit?
I just
How'd you quit?
stopped. See, a sign. See, I literally don't know how. I just stopped. The spirit said,
I know. Oh my
spirit-
God, the
I'm
ghost. Wait, honestly, they might be
over
my
here.
favor. Yeah, like, hello.
I don't know how to, like, for me, it was not, yes, it was difficult. When is it the most difficult? When you had a couple drinks and you're like, I want to fucking rip a goddamn vape right now. Like, that's like everything I would ever want in that moment. But like on the day to day, like, you just stop buying it.
I've been able to stop most things. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. Like, benzos and alcohol are arguably
It's-
harder. Like, whatever, you know? And it's like,
I genuinely think it's the hand,
The oral fixation.
it's this. It's
Yes.
this movement. I don't think you,
and the smoke shop, like the accessibility, the legality, like I could just walk in there and
You can't
loo.
even drive. Like how accessible is it to you?
You're so right.
you can't drive.
At all.
Like, you're just a bad driver?
she's
No,
never
I do
driven.
not know how. And I
Wait,
do
what
not,
do you mean? Wait,
Yep.
what? Hold on.
Raised
She
by
doesn't have a driver's license.
raised
What the
by,
fuck do you mean
She's
you
bought
don't?
3 cars, 0 license.
Wait, can you wait? How old are you?
Let me give you the smack pack, okay? Raised by monkeys. Drop out, move out, LA by like 16. One of my very first sponsorships was Uber. I actually don't talk about this a lot, but back in the day, Uber used to just give
ahead,
me free
Uber.
rides to talk about them, which is wild. They would literally never
I would do
now.
anything.
They would never now, ever. But they were a
want the
startup,
Postmates.
and I was a driver's licenseless bitch. And then substance abuse. So then it was like I could never be behind the wheel. And then it just like I just kept getting older, and it still scares me personally with my ADHD and the way I've been a passenger princess for so long.
Okay.
That I'm like, okay, I don't want to be a danger to everyone in my car and outside of my car.
No, you would be good.
Yeah.
It's like, it's once you know how, it's like
I
second
will
nature.
say though, probably learning to drive in LA is the worst
That's
thing
the
you
thing,
could
too.
do.
Yeah.
But do you ever plan to have kids? What about soccer practice? I don't know. I'm just thinking in the future. Like, what about like, Mom, can you
Makoa.
take me to my friend's house?
Oh, daddy's gonna take you or nanny,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay.
Maybe that's
Okay, so
but
You're
but
gonna
that's
learn. She's
crazy
gonna
to me.
learn.
No, that's 2025 for sure.
I like should, but I've also tried a lot, and it's one of those things where it's like learning Chinese to me because I never
Wait, that's such a
but
good
it's,
YouTube video.
it's hard for everybody
When you
to
come to
learn.
Miami,
Oh, I
I'll
did a
teach you to
whole
drive in
moment.
my
I
fucking
did.
car.
I did that whole series. Obviously, David Dobrik and Jake Paul weren't going to teach you how to drive, Tana. But
You
like,
should learn in Vegas or
I would
Arizona
do it
or
with
somewhere
you. I would try.
where there's a grid system, because it's like that's just the easiest way to learn. And like
yeah, learning here is that's the other thing.
in the beginning, it's like anything. There's so many things to think about, so it is like anxious and overwhelming. But like once you know, you're
I
not
think
you're
I
not
could
thinking
learn.
about driving when you're
Wait,
driving. You're
why
just
did I not
driving.
know you didn't have a driver's license?
yeah,
It's crazy.
good pussy though. No, I'm just kidding about it.
That's all that really matters. You can ride.
But like, yeah, no, but yeah, that's the thing. I can't drive, but I can ride.
Exactly.
No, but I would. But then I also, you know how I hate authority. I would be like, but I can text
There's
and
people.
drive.
I mean, people
No,
live
I
in New
can't.
York and never drive a car in their lives, but like we don't live in New York.
I will. I'll
Maybe
dabble.
the necessity to drive isn't that big here.
Especially with, I'm like, Waymo exists now. What's going to exist when you have kids?
That's true.
You're going to have a
flying car.
self-driving car.
They're going to be droning them to school.
Wait, could you have
Right.
your own self-driving car? Like if
Tesla.
Waymo can do it, like
Oh,
I
but you
think
mean
so.
like really self-driving?
really, like
That's definitely the future. No?
Yeah, wait, can I just buy a Waymo?
yeah, that's what I'm asking, I guess.
Waymo,
And just sit in it?
please.
Or like have it parked in your garage and you're like, oh, my kid needs to go to soccer practice. Like this car's going to take him.
I'd be scared. I'd rather.
Yeah.
I'd be scared.
And all the Waymo malfunctions, like Ledemi's story.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? Yeah, where like it was during the LA fires. One of our friends.
Like, could you? Like, I'm imagining this. Like, I'd be fucking pissed if my life was taken away through a fucking self-driving car. It wasn't even in my goddamn control, and I lost
some
my
Final
life.
Destination shit.
Pissed. I'd be pissed. What a lame way to go out.
That so would happen to me.
Could you imagine like WRAL News just covers like, oh, we have here on the scene Camilla dead by Waymo. Like, I would delete it.
No, that's how I feel about
Resurrect
dying,
just to end
dying
it
on
all.
a
I'd
Lime
be like-
scooter. That's how I feel about it. I'm like, all my friends would have to lie. I'm like, so
Getting hit
afraid
by
of
a
dying in
car?
an embarrassing way.
You are afraid of dying in an embarrassing way.
Because it's like it can't be that. Like say anything but that. Like she got hit on
Lie.
a
Put that in your
lime.
will. Call your attorney. Put it in your will.
I'm
Lie.
going to. Well, I'm on record right now. You will not know if I die from mysterious causes. Turn the other cheek.
Yep. It was a Lime scooter,
I won't
but
be
we
the one
won't
saying
know.
anything.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So do you have a list of questions? I don't want you to feel like you don't know something.
You know what it is I had this whole list of like interview questions for you. And then you sat down and you started talking, and it's like, I don't know, at least I hate this. I'm sure you do too. Like when you go on a fucking podcast and then it's like, I sit down and they're like, so what was it like being with Jake Paul? Tell us about TanaCon. Do this, do that. And they just hit the like
the mainstream shit.
the bullet points of the mainstream shit. And it's like
And you leave
you're
feeling
more,
like exposed. Like what did they just do to me?
or just the repetitive same shit. Like if she were to go on any podcast right now, they're going to ask her to hit those notes of Alabama and this and that. And then I was like, wait, this girl is more than that. Like I just want to kiki and
Right. And I think, it's important to hit those things so I can tell. I feel like when I'm interviewing, I don't say much about me. I let that person tell their story. It's almost like their moment. I'm just the one asking the questions. I think for me, the hardest thing about doing these interview podcasts and things like that is when that person doesn't feed off of my energy and when they can't make a conversation flow, it really puts me in a weird position. Like if anybody watched the Santos podcast, I feel like I was digging, man. Like I sat there for a fucking hour, like just needing more. Like I'm like, come on.
I haven't
That's
seen that
when
yet.
I
Wait.
No, I start just making things up. I struggle with that so much. I just did like a club appearance situation in Chicago, and the promoter, like, his whole job is to like, take you out, like make you have fun and stuff. And like, I had to go to the club. I hate going to the club. So I was like, whatever. And I was really like, gonna do it. I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna do dinner and everything like old times.
yeah.
He picked up me and Babie. Babie is my best friend. Silent. Literally, we had to sit at dinner with him like for like 3 hours, I want to say, and he did not say a word the entire time. So me and Babie were just making things up, like trying
It's
so
hard.
to
It's
get a
hard to pull
conversation
something out of your
going.
fucking ass. Yeah.
It was impossible. We ended
And I
up
think-
grabbing two girls in the bathroom and saying like, "Can you please pretend that we like went to college together and come sit down with us?" And
Oh,
they did.
see, that's iconic.
Yeah,
we
that is
did. It was like
iconic.
it was so funny. We got to the table. I'm like, she was in my sorority. He's like, what sorority? She's like,
Kappa Delta. He wouldn't have fucking known. He could have made a fucking word up.
right, but like it was impossible.
No, and with interviewing, that is just like, or when you think it's gonna go one way so
Bro,
hard, and then it goes.
doesn't, and it didn't. Like I wanted to. Like first of all,
What are
y'all
your
want
main
Cheeseman?
questions? I don't know enough.
I asked him about the Ash Trevino stuff, and because it was a segue, right? Like I did Ash Trevino, it did well. I asked very direct questions, and Ash just fucking talks, which is great for her, me, just the entertainment.
Yeah, you're like,
purposes
no,
of it.
keep going.
With Santos, he showed up. Okay, this is like BTS. I haven't actually talked about this just because I didn't want to post another video about him because in my mind I'm like, bro, fuck it. It didn't fucking matter. Whatever. He shows up, right? Fried. I mean, absolutely out of his fucking mind. Couldn't form mumbling fried.
Weed, you think, or you think like further?
Weed, but here's the tea.
Wait,
So-
I love this.
He's like, he comes in and he's like, yo, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just so fucking fried. Like, and I'm looking at him like, okay, here's the difference. If you smoke every day, you know how to act. It's not an occasion for you. Like, and also, I flew you out. I put you in a hotel. And for you to show up fucking, that pissed me off. I'm not going to make it a big deal because I have something to fucking do, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, he's fried. I'm like, okay, hopefully this is like a everyday thing for him and we can get something done. I can get the things I want answered and we can move on, call it a fucking day. He sits down. He's, the whole time I'm trying to remember the TikTok I did with him? Whatever. He's the entire time being like, I have cotton mouth. I'm so fried. And I could tell it was like clicked in my head. I'm like, that's how I act when I've ever smoked. Therefore, I know he's not a smoker. He's tweaking and something's up. So
When you're so high, you just have to keep saying, I'm so high.
Yes,
Happens
he
to
hit
the
that
best
like
of us.
90 times. He's like, can I have water? Can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? And he's like, he ordered food there. He brought this guy, right?
I'm probably so nervous too. And like as a guy, men are never going to say, hey, I'm so nervous.
No, he's sweating bullets. Bro, you could see the fucking sweat on it. Like, I could just tell. I'm already a little angry. I'm like, you showed up fried, whatever. He orders Uber Eats. He sits down. In the middle of the fucking thing, he's like, yo, can you let my boy up? I'm like, what? And I don't mind you bringing anyone. That's not my issue. It's like, yeah, I want you to feel comfortable enough to be able to speak and kind of feel like you have someone
thing
in the
after
room.
thing. Like we've had that, where you have someone on and it's like, okay, I've gotten you the drink. You've gotten up to pee 3 times.
Yeah.
You've gotten distracted off camera. You've
Yeah.
taken the phone call and it's like, hello?
No, that's completely disrespectful in my opinion. I'm so sorry. Like, I would actually say something, but I was like,
Podcast etiquette isn't spoken about enough.
Yeah.
Not that I'm putting the gavel
Perfect.
down.
Right,
okay.
right,
Feet
right.
out always.
Right.
Let me stop. Actually, I retract that and I'm sorry.
On the couch.
Yeah.
oh yeah, me being like pussy out the whole fucking time.
No, you have it.
He sits down. He's like, can I have my boy up here? I'm like, who is he? Because I need to know for my own safety. Like, who the fuck are you bringing in here? Like, I feel like we should talk about this before.
And you don't know what the
Whatever.
Trevinos
It's
do.
his boy that gave him the weed, and it's just like he said it was for security purposes.
He invited
Mind you,
the plug.
Yes, he invited the plug. I don't know if he's armed. I don't know nothing. And so
What does
I
he need
took that-
security for?
who the fuck is? Stop. So fucking real.
Security being like the new thing is so
I
funny.
think that's just what he said because he's so fried out of his mind. This was security. Like he needed to make something up for me to not question him. So I'm like, whatever. I'm not even gonna press you on this matter right now because you're so fucking out of your mind. Right. So he's just, just being weird. This boy comes in. He's very nice. I will say, nothing wrong. He's very kind. He sat there the whole time. Actually said nothing. I tried to talk to the people that come in the room because I don't want you to feel like I'm not addressing you. Like I will always address the person that comes in. Like, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Whatever. He
And then
smelled like
Santos?
straight weed. I don't know if he's armed. That's the whole thing. So anyways, we'll take security precautions next time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're sitting in this podcast. I don't know if we left it in or not. He got up to pee like 5 times. Okay. Like he's the beginning of the Ash Trevino lure, right? So she talked about him on my last podcast. So my natural reaction was, I'm going to put him on there and have him kind of segue the story. I have someone that writes flashcards for me and I will go back and forth on, questions and things like that. So I have like a deck of flashcards and I'm like, all right, question after question after question because I'm being very direct. Like,
what were you like trying to get out of him? Like what would the dream have been?
The dream would have been, you need to tell me the exact story of how you somehow ended up getting Ash Trevino. Where the hell did she come from?
Yeah, how'd they meet?
Exactly.
We don't know.
His live or something. He just went live with people and said that that's how they met. Like it was very one-worded responses. It didn't flow. It was very like, and I feel like I have direct questions, but and this is something that I harp on. I will never sit there and attack you. Like even with Ash Trevino, I could have sat there and be like, you fucking crazy ass bitch. Like,
Yeah, but you'll get nothing out of them.
You'll get nothing out of the person if you sit there and attack them. So you have to almost be light and like address it
Inquisitive.
very specifically.
Yeah.
You have to address it very specifically and make that person feel comfortable enough to tell their story, right? Because that's the end of the That's the end goal, right? Is to that person to be able to tell their side of the story.
What was his goal even of like clout, right, Brooke? Like, what do you think? Like, he just wanted her for clout?
I have not
who, me or
clue.
Ash Trevino?
Like why he
No,
even got involved
him
in,
wanting
like, with
why
Ash
he ever
Trevino.
got involved with her.
I think it was they kind of mutually benefited each other, right? Like they came out with this song. They started doing live. He kind of exploited the fact that she was,
There's a music
in my opinion,
career?
yeah, like they made a song
You
together.
want to know how it
Smell as Santos. You know it smell well. They made a song together and went fucking crazy. Like, there's lore behind this Ash Trevino thing with Santos, and that was my
Well, duh. Yeah,
goal.
you had to. It was the sequel.
right. So when he's sitting there, he gets up in the middle of this segment, and he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, you've got up like 5 times. What am I gonna say? No, right? So he goes, he comes back, and like things get weirder. Like he seems more like neurotic. Like he's like, can I get water? And like he's like, can I get water?
You think it's
Yes.
the plug and it's all
So
not you
so-
having like that's so insane.
no, like he's just being more like, I need water. I need this. Like, or can we? He asked me in the middle of the podcast, can we redo this tomorrow? Like, can we do it again? I'm like, no. Like this, my time.
Not you
is
just trying to get
valuable.
the Ash Trevino sequel and then this man like
Bro,
flying him out and he's just showing
Bro,
up on
I
Blow.
was so disappointed.
I don't think that's ever even happened to us. Like
I
us
was
having
so-
someone f***ed out on the pod.
Bro.
I don't think so.
So this is why I didn't say anything, because this is all alleged. I cannot prove that he did.
No, it's
But-
just your experience. Yeah.
But at the end, when he left, it was really awkward. He ended up leaving. It was fine. And he texted me. He was like, I'm sorry. I have the text message. He was like, I'm sorry I was fried. Right. I'm like, it's fine. You did
Fried
fine.
is one thing, but like fucking Wolf of Wall Street is another.
I'm like talking to my team and my, like, cause they were there. They go in the bathroom. They're like, look, I took this video as evidence just in case he ever tried to, pin anything against you. But like, there's like these little tissues with like blood in the,
Oh, yep. Enough said.
in the trash can. I have no ground to stand on to say he was doing, but what can I assume?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Podcasting on also sounds like the biggest nightmare. Imagine watching that back the next day.
No,
I would
and
be like sitting
no,
here,
so get this.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah, like that Thanksgiving.
So
Give thanks.
So he went on live the next day and said, Camilla, I feel like she was asking me such direct questions and like with her big blue eyes. And she goes, man, I just wish, he verbatim, I have the clip saved. He goes, I just wish someone would have let me do it sober.
Would have let you. Nobody
You
made
should have let you do it sober.
The way I wish I could move my eyebrow right now. To be like, the fuck?
Like
I'm trying. This is me.
What do you
have a
mean?
little
I
remote.
wish someone let me.
We should have a little remote
Just
where
like-
sometimes we could just raise
Literally
them.
just like, huh?
Yeah.
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 What?
That's brutal. Well, at least this is the closing of that for you. Like, it's not like now you have to go interview her fucking
I'm
third
saying,
cousin.
Like, I'm
like, you're done.
so done. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
fuck
you've done
that
it.
bitch. Whatever.
You did what you
Next.
needed to do, and now I think all it is really is just that she should go to jail. And then it's like,
And
we're
that's-
not-
Did you see the new advancement?
what?
With you know what I'm talking about? With like Muhammad, her talking about Muhammad.
Ollie?
No, it's like I guess the guy that she is dating in prison killed a man. Okay, and it was somebody's father, and the daughter of that person, if I'm not mistaken, this is all what
Right,
I
right.
have gathered from clips. Comes onto her live and she goes like, he deserved it. He deserved what happened to him. Like, and yeah,
She did say that. Yep.
she's like, he deserved what happened to him. And then she goes on to say like, his name is Muhammad. How do you know he's not the Muhammad that did 9/11?
Yep. Verbatim. And laughs about
I'm
it.
so tired. Like, I'm like, let me sleep tired. Like, I am so tired.
It was
Wait, I have
just
a crick in my
so
neck
crazy,
now.
and her just saying like, he deserved to die. He deserved to die. You don't respect me. He deserved to die.
She's
It's so insane. She's disgusting, like really disgusting.
No,
Yeah.
and I genuinely, like, I have said this, like, there's no, I don't believe in a world where she does not have a mental illness.
No, of course.
there's
there
7.
Has to be
No.
a diagnosis for someone like that.
There's
It's a-
narcissistic personality disorder. to
Arrested
start.
Development, maybe like a bipolar mania situation. Let me stop. But
I think manic.
Yeah.
I think she's manic. Like, I'm being for real. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, did the podcast with her. Love the BOP House. They're great. Podcast didn't go the way she thought it was going to
Narcissist.
go. Boom.
Textbook
just-
narcissist too. And it's just like, At least you're done. Like I'm
done. No, for
I
sure.
think you showed the people what you're fucking made of with that, and now thank God it's over.
Beat it in too much. Like it's like, okay, we get it. She
Yeah.
sucks. She's gonna continue to suck. She'll forever suck next.
Speaking of continuing to suck and forever sucking, I didn't even ask you this once, and I just want to know, what is your take right now on today's date of the whole Bhad Babie Alabama situation? Where do you stand with all of it?
I'm gonna be very honest. Like, I think I admire Danielle a lot, or Bhad Babie a lot, for being, she's so who she is. And I think that, you know, she stood on that. And I think Alabama is young. I think she has a lot of growing to do, like, naturally, right? Like, I feel like, to be very honest with you, I feel like I've heard the same story about her 100 times. And I don't think that that's like, we shouldn't stamp her and be like, she's gonna be fucking terrible forever, because we all fucking have sucked at one point. We've all made dumbass decisions. And I feel like right now is just, I think, honestly, she kind of just needs this moment. Like, that's just my genuine opinion. Like, I have no hate for her at
Alabama.
all. None. I have no hate for her at all. I think that there's a lot of learning to do, and no one's going to grow if they continue to keep beating each other in the fucking ground. Granted, Bhad Babie's about her fucking shit. Okay, like, you want to say in your diss track, you want to catch her out the fuck side.
I would be so inside if I were Alabama.
Right, like, please catch each other outside then. Like, she called you out, you called her out on a fucking...
Yeah.
And that, to me, though, you fight.
Yeah.
You fight, like, for sure. Like,
And
even
that's
if
the thing
you
is,
lose,
if Alabama
go in
really
fighting.
wants to say she's about her shit, at this point, let's get the Calabasas Commons, you know, let's shut the air
Right,
one
and
down and let's hold the fight there. You
Yeah,
know,
like, honestly, like, if you're trying to make a bag, like, host a fight.
Oh my
Like,
God, imagine they like boxed each other.
yeah, like, host a fight.
and it's so funny because for some reason I just feel like Alabama would think she's above that, and if anything, it's like,
Well, she always says,
Chris would never let that happen.
I think a
But-
quote directly from Alabama was, I'm too above that, like, I don't fight. And then I think she was in the studio and she was like, what'd she say? She was like, I'm gonna call you bitches Lucy Lou or something.
Yeah.
Like she's, I don't understand what direction she's trying to go in.
Me either.
I think she might be using this to, like, boost the music, like, her music career.
yeah. But if you can't stand on business, you
yeah.
can't work in that career. And going up against Bhad Babie, God, I wish I could possess that confidence, but it's like, just where do you get off? Like, I don't even.
I don't know where this ends. I don't know. Like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is great, right? Like, this is, like, fun. Like watching from the sidelines. Like, I kind of obviously, like, backed out of it because I think, honestly, like, this isn't I just inserted myself for shits and gigs.
Me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I think you guys should duke this out and just call it a fucking day. Like,
Me on a
like
Tuesday.
when Bhad Babie went and fought Malou, like, or she went and
Oh
fought
my
Vicky,
God.
like,
That was everything.
They fight, it's done.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, or loses, whatever. Take it to the chest and fucking move on. But I think that, like you said, like, I think Alabama's just too little. She's above that. She believes she's above that. So it's
I
like,
really
okay.
like, honestly, it's like, I hope, because I see her now and again, she'll post a sad post or something, or obviously talk about all of her hate and
Right.
stuff. And it's like, you did lose, right? And like, yes, you could keep fighting it, but I think if anything, the most admirable thing in the world would be just to come online and issue your apologies and like show growth in that sense.
Or just
and
be like, you're right, you got me.
yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
that's
Song kind of
great.
ate.
Bro, if she came out and said that song kind of, because when she wrote that first song, first of all, like, good
Well,
song.
when someone else wrote that first song.
Sure, yeah, whatever it was, good song, great song. It's catchy. Both of the songs are catchy. Obviously, Bhad Babie is Bhad Babie, right? Like,
Yes.
she'll always be. I'm so sorry, she'll always be on top. Like, and that's that.
100%.
But like, bro, her dissing me at the end, being like, "And Camilla, bitch, shut the fuck up."
Bad
Yes!
or Alabama said this?
Oh, don't play.
And it's always the bitch with the hot pink octo buddy. You don't want to fuck with her.
And that's that. Hold on.
What do you mean? And she pulled it up so fast. I'm in love with you.
Guys, stop everything you're doing and take a listen right now. Ready?
I bet you didn't know that. Bitch, you been a fan. You been that. You cannot do the doer, bitch. And Camilla, bitch, shut the fuck up.
This is Alabama.
Yeah, I made it in her
Saying
song.
you've been a fan is crazy to what? The
she's
wig
saying-
lay?
No, she's saying to me, Camilla, bitch, shut the fuck up. And I'm gonna be very honest. What an honor. and I'm honestly, I feel like this is Mama, I made it moment, because it's like, thank you.
that's playing in Kris Jenner's room right now.
That's exactly what the fuck I said. I said, now it's confirmed that the Kardashians have at least, they will hear my name. And they will wonder who the hell the fuck that is. Because I am not in Kris Jenner's world. I am not in Kylie's
me in
world.
2020.
And so it's like, fuck yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is great. That was a great banger for me to exit.
And yes.
Fuck yeah. So that's really my opinion on it. Like, I really did it. I made it. I like, you get me, like, snaps for me, because respectfully, this all worked out in my favor.
I 100% agree. I think it's the perfect time to exit. I
really hope that they both figure it out as far as like what they want to figure out.
Yes.
Don't necessarily know where she's taking this direction.
I think
but
it's so funny. Bad Baby said you can't outdo, or Alabama. Why am I confusing them? Sorry.
She said you can't
It's so
outdo the
funny.
doer,
She was
bitch.
right.
Alabama-
Except the doer is Bad Baby.
Exactly. And like, I think Bad Baby 8, I hope this ends up being a sick ass growing moment for Alabama, and she uses all of this fame to then become something that feels authentic and
100%. And I'm gonna be very honest. I think that with the tools she has, and I've said this off camera, like with the tools she has and the people around her, she could be something so incredible.
Oh, I couldn't
She
agree more.
could. She
That's
could
why
do
it's so
something.
infuriating.
Yeah, I
It's like,
agree.
stop.
I agree. She has the tools to be something incredible. I mean, just absolutely building generational wealth for herself. And I think it'll hit her. Like it hits everyone. You know, when you release something, you're like, oh fuck, like why did I do that? Like
Yeah.
it'll hit her at some point, and I think it'll be such a honestly beautiful story in the end.
I agree.
And I think Bad Baby is also gonna flourish
And just continue
and
to prevail.
continue to
She's that
fucking
bitch.
prevail 100%.
It's
Especially
because it's authentic. It's all authentic.
and I'm loving
for
Bad
Bad
Baby's
Baby.
like mom era. Like it is everything I've ever could have wanted. Like the way she like talks about her daughter and like the love that she has, like just watching, you know, that girl that sat on Dr. Phil and was like, catch me outside, be a mom to
Yes.
a daughter.
And just like, I'm sure she's so passionate. Like, yes, we see
100%.
the crazy Bad Baby with the fire under her ass, but also like we've also seen Danielle Bregoli deal with a lot with her mother not being the best. And I'm sure she's got a fire under her ass to be different than that. And that's
She's
sick. And has
A
the
boss-ass
money and
bitch. She really
yeah.
is.
And
She's a
we'll,
boss-ass
and we'll
bitch.
probably just like with how much she wasn't accepted in so many ways, will probably be the most accepting mother ever, which is just so
100%.
That's how it goes.
100%. I think she'll thrive. She will thrive in being a mom and like raising a teenager and raising, you know, like a mini her. You know, and she'll be able to undo all the wrongs that she felt she's been wronged. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's like all you can ever ask for in those situations. We
100%.
talk about that all the time, but it's like the biggest goal. And I just can't. It's so great that you have all of these like amazing mature takes. How old are you?
22.
No way.
22.
Oh my God. I
Do anything.
like to
it's
be
like-
this put together and just
I don't
know
even
you're.
think I'm that, I think it's just like, for me, I've always been such a logical thinker. Like I'm very, I think, yes, I'm emotional and yes, I act impulsively, but like I will always result back to the logical underlying of everything.
You know
like,
what it is too? You know who you are.
Yeah.
And
I
sometimes
know
it
what
takes
I
you
would want if
people
I was
longer.
Alabama in this situation.
Yeah.
She's human, and I think, yeah, I could sit here and be like, man, fuck that bitch, what the fuck, like this, that, and the third.
As I did at 22.
What the
Like, good
hell
for
does
you.
that do for her?
Yeah.
And like, if I sit back, if I went home tonight after coming on here and absolutely ripping her to shreds, ripping anybody to shreds, and knowing that if she saw it, she has emotions. She feels things. Regardless of how she wants to act online, like she feels real, raw emotions. And to know that she would feel worse than what she's already feeling, it's like, why would I contribute to that?
I hope the people who see the videos of you popping off also see this, because it's like you are the definition of like, fuck with me, I'll fuck with you back.
For
but
sure.
also
I'll
like,
never start it, but I'll
Yes.
finish it.
It's so kind.
Ever. I'll never, ever start. I'll never pick a fight with you.
Yeah.
Ever. Until you pick one with me first.
Yes.
And then I'll
and good for
finish
you
the fight.
for showing a lot of the young girls who follow you that standing up for yourself isn't.
But I'll never, ever feel okay, like, genuinely knowing that I've hurt someone to a point of like deep sadness and something that they'll never forget. Because I've been that bitch. I was that bitch in high school that just said the craziest shit to get under someone's skin, knowing damn well if that was said to me, I would have gone off the rails. And I think that especially
just
when you're
such a-
online and we're all so clinically ungodly online,
Yeah.
that it's like I'm spreading that thought to millions of people that's also going to side with me just because I have that opinion, and that's not fair to her. and it's not fair to anyone in a situation, even if, right, I was genuinely done dirty. I would say it. I would say my piece. I would have a logical explanation as to why I feel the way that I do, but I would never go on anything and like rip them to shreds because they're not here to talk shit back to me. Granted, if I'm like going at it with someone and you're like, yo, let's have you and the girl on there. She's there to defend herself. I think it's cheesy, corny, and lame as fuck for someone to go online and absolutely trash a person when that person can't respond. That's not fair. You're not
good for you.
You'll talk all that behind a camera, but you won't say it to their face. And yeah, Alabama doesn't know that I truly don't have deep hatred for her. Really, how would
But now's
she know?
the place to say it. And good for you, dude. At 22, it took me so much fucking longer to realize all of that. Like, I think you're just very like ahead of what 22 should look like in your position. And it's really
Been
great.
through a lot of bullshit
Yeah.
to get here. A lot of fucking bullshit
And
to
you're
be
just
able to
killing
think this
it.
way. And I still fail. And I still fuck up. And I still say shit I don't mean. You know what I mean?
The self-awareness. I'm so proud of you. I don't
Thanks.
know.
Like mom
Like, you know,
moment.
it's just like, I don't know you well yet, but like I am.
And I pride
we didn't-
myself on being like well-spoken.
You are.
Like I really, if I ever like, yeah, I'll go and talk shit on TikTok, but like if it came down to it, like I
You can have the long form combo.
I really can.
Yeah.
I can say it well, and I can say it in a manner where it can genuinely probably get through to someone.
And even good for you for having that confidence, right? Because it's like so many girls would struggle with even just feeling confident enough to say, I'm well-spoken.
But that's
Because-
back. Timothy Chalamet in his speech,
Yes.
Really?
Did you see him?
Yeah.
No.
acknowledging that you like.
You don't always have to be so humble.
Yeah, we were talking about how it's become a trend to be like humble, and you can't admit that you're smart, and you can't admit that you're talented and stuff because it looks like, you know, cocky and braggy and like.
But people
have like we've gotten away from it a little bit, and then Timothy Chalamet just did his acceptance speech, and he's like,
Really?
"Yeah, I've been trying to be great, and like I want to be great."
And like
and I
it's-
am great.
Yes, and it's so cool to fucking
It's not
just be able to
it's
say
not
that.
lame to give someone their flowers when they
And give
deserve it.
yourself flowers, you know?
Yeah,
It's-
100%.
I think it's a good, beautiful thing. I haven't asked you about the BOP House at all.
Like it's a great place.
Okay, I want to ask the corny, like, what would Logan Paul do question, okay? How much fucking money are you guys making? And give me a PR answer. You don't have to actually, like,
No,
I want to hear
me
more about it.
personally, I
know.
can speak for me. Well, Sophie, I think is at 3-4 mil a month. That she's doing really, really well. For me, I'm right now in this, currently 1.5 a month.
You're 20.
Julia, do you mind? Do you mind if I say yours?
Me.
Yeah, you just clear it or not. I won't if you don't want. I want to know. Julia's on the brink of like 800.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, no,
I'm sick to my stomach,
yeah.
and I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
And it's so insane.
I need that.
Thanks.
It's so insane. It's just so cool. I just love to see women win in any way. And it feels like,
The girls are fucking killing it.
yes.
Like the BOP House is also, I want to address this. Like the BOP House, I think a lot of people, they'll go online and they'll be like, the BOP House is a fucking horrible place. They're all like, do you know what's behind the BOP House? It's all these dirty men that are wanting to see them naked. Like, no, can I just say I wish? I really wish it was these dirty, like, I really wish it was these men that were watching this.
Right.
Because then it would convert way better. But to my surprise, it's all like, we're not making overly sexual content on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like that's just not what's happening. So
yeah, you're all like showing your personalities. You're
it's
showing
like
that
it's
women
like, I think
are
these girls
multifaceted.
right. I think these girls are obsessed with like it almost looks like a big girls sleepover, and we're not over sexualizing ourselves. Grant, Instagram, bitch, please pop my pussy every day. But on TikTok,
over there.
it's we have over like 70% of our viewers are women. And I
Because
think
it's so
people-
interesting to them, probably.
Right. And I think people are associating, like, that's not what we meant for it to be, but I am eternally grateful. Like, my girls, I love them. I
Yes.
love my girls. Like, they are
And that's
literally
the dream
everything.
scenario.
The most loyal, kind, like, I love my fans, like,
Yeah.
to my core. Like, I will literally say, I cried about it when TikTok, I'll say it with pride, babe. I cried about it. When TikTok got banned, was on Instagram, bawling my eyes out. I was
Because
like,
you're like, back to the men. I'm
yeah,
scared.
like, no, like, take me out of here. Like, I was so used to I would do things on purpose to get rage bait because I knew it would get men to engage.
Yeah.
And I'm totally cool with that. And I'll go back to that. Could give two fucks.
But now you get to kiki with the girls
But
too. You have
kikiing with the
dream
girls
scenario.
is a new level of like, oh my fuck, I never had a sister. Like this is
I feel seen.
incredible.
Yeah.
So I want to preface that it's the girlies in there. Like I get why people are upset by it.
You have
but
the dream sets. You're making the money off the men, but then you're having fun with the girls. Like, because
I'm
I feel
obsessed.
when it is just all men and that's all your content, those girls are masterminds, you know?
Yeah.
But they probably wish there were some more girls in there to like, you know, get them and see them.
100%. And I think I love where the concept of the BOP House is going.
Me too.
I love that we each individually make our own money, and at the end of the day, we are our own CEOs, and we have a brain to make our own decisions, and there's no one there saying we can't. Granted, do I wish we had a PR team that could get us on a red carpet to the Met Gala? Yes, of course. Who doesn't?
But this almost is your Met Gala. Like it's better. It's so authentic. And like we were talking about, you know, earlier, it's just like you are taking those bricks down, obviously, for a future where you can show that it converts better and yada yada. I don't know. I just love the BOP House. I want to know, like, what do you guys do on an off day? Like, what is it? What is nighttime like? Like, what do you guys get into? Like,
the girls all knew each other previously, like for years before I became a part of it. Like they were all friends for a really long time that kind of lived in their own houses and just kind of like kikied and got together. Honestly, they never really got together. Like it was just kind of like they knew each other. They'd go on group trips together and like have a good time or whatever. And then I started doing really, really well with this whole podcast thing, the clips that I would be putting out. There was drama that happened between Sophie and Aisha, and then I addressed it on my podcast, had both of them there. They rekindled. And then we're like, wait, this rekindling and being together is fun. Let's do like a BOP House. Like, let's make it a thing.
who thought of the name?
I think it was just kind of given. Like, we're all bops. Like, I think it was, no one really thought of it. It just kind of came.
Yeah.
Like, no one was like, we didn't have a meeting. It was like, okay, guys, like, what are we going to call the house? It was just like bops. Like, we're all bops. And then one of us was like, yo, just do a BOP House.
And it's so organic and it's great. I just love anything that flips the nail on the head too. Like you know what I mean? That's just like everyone's gonna call us this anyways. And like how funny if we literally trademark this
low
bitch.
key, like, why do I kind of love like the name Bob? Like, it's so cute.
It is cute.
Right? Like, it's like, you're calling me a like how demure and
Yes.
mindful.
One time my
and
ex
just so
called me a
classy of you.
treesh and I didn't know
Love
what
that word.
meant.
That's
I don't know
such
if
a
I like
good word.
treesh.
The way
But I was like,
love the
treesh.
word treesh. It's such
What does
a
it mean?
Like
it's
yeah.
like she's
he was
such
like,
a
you're
fucking
just a
treesh.
fucking treesh. And I was like, I'm a treesh.
Like
I
that
loved
one's
it.
a bit more like it's more like impactful. Like if you're called a treesh, like but like oh
I was being a treesh.
but like oh she's just a bop. Like
Yeah,
Oh, it
bop
makes
is
me
so cute. Like
blush.
bop to the top, bop
right.
around.
Like
There's so much to do.
I love that. I really like it's a house. I mean that would
Yeah.
be funny too. But like
Also great.
Bop House,
Yeah.
take it how you want it. Not a lot of
Even
girls know
just
what
hearing it,
bop
I want to
means.
go there. I feel
Right.
like fucking Shane Dawson when he would like when he was just like older and then would do his conspiracy theories and like fucking
That was
show
the
up
best
and like
era ever.
it's what I'm doing. I'm Shane Dawsoning, but I'm like I want to go to the Bop House.
You
so bad I
will.
don't care.
You need to come to the Bop House.
I'm just so excited. And I'm
You're
about to be in my bed.
overdue. Y'all
I
are
am.
both overdue for one, a Miami experience, and two, the Bop House Miami experience.
And I'm so excited. And I'm
No,
excited
yeah,
for Sober Miami. I'm excited for you to like just
Sober
show
Miami
me.
Bop House yacht experience doesn't get better.
It's going to be great. And
be
this,
very honest with
once again, I know we already said it and I said it earlier, but I just want to say it again. Just everyone's situation is different. This is not glamorizing or
Right.
telling anyone to do anything. You know, you got to make your own decisions with that and try all the things. And
This is a very unique. It's a very, very,
Yes.
very unique experience.
And that's-
Do not just think that because we do that you need to go make one and it's going to end up like this. No, what we don't do is broadcast the horrible things that happen. You know, we are
There are
followed.
lots of downsides.
We were broke. Like we have stalkers.
That's where
our
my
house
main
was
stalker
broken
comes
into.
from.
He shattered the back door. He posted pictures of him literally. Can I say this? Is this okay? Okay. Of him like masturbating like on our things. Like he he went on and was messaging us like dick pics while he was breaking into the house. Very vulgar things.
That's
happened
exactly
to us.
what my guy would do too. Like send photos of him in my backyard.
Like that
right?
shit
Like,
is fucking horrifying. And I think that we don't talk about these things, and maybe we should.
I think it's
be very
important.
honest,
I
like-
think it's important to be so transparent about the full spectrum of what it is.
It is, you know what the sad thing is too, is like, because we're in sex work, we are in sex work, and like, because we are in this industry, we tolerate a lot of shit because it's almost what we deem to like be expected, right? Like,
Yeah.
I do tolerate.
There are downsides
Yeah,
to
I do
the
tolerate
creepy men.
saying shit about me to my face and being like, you know, like just the most vulgar shit. And
Oh
we're
my
like,
God.
you know what? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pick a fight with you because it's almost like I chose this, so I'm just gonna let it.
It is. You have to kind of, unfortunately, societally eat it. And it's something that you know
Right.
you're forsaking for the bag. It's the amount of shit people have said to me or grabbed me or touched me or
Or
whatever.
even said, I can't imagine to your boyfriend.
Yeah, no, it's, oh my God, I have guys come up to him all the time and like dap him up and be like, how, and it's just
Like, nice
I,
tits, you got like me personally, like
like, I know you use that hand to jack off.
Right.
To like, you know,
right,
like,
and it does make me uncomfortable, and it would make any woman uncomfortable, even if it's a guy you previously slept with that knows your boyfriend, and then it's like that's an uncomfortable situation. But we post it to make money, so it's like, yeah, our world there are parts of our world that are really nice and glamorous, and yeah, we can buy the cars we want, we can buy the house, we can provide for people, and yes, it's amazing and great. But there are things that we just don't talk about that are fucking horrifying. They're disgusting, and to be very honest with you, like, I would not want my daughter to do it. I wouldn't.
and I think that's
I wouldn't. Like,
a
people,
powerful thing to say as well, because you're like, hey, I'm doing this and I love this, but it's not, that is you directly saying it's not for everyone
it's
else.
not. And I would hope
It's
that
not.
And a part of me fears, like, even just being a woman, like, a part of me fears having a daughter. Like, I say it all the time, like, not that I don't want a daughter. I don't want her to go through the horrible things that some women have to go through. Not all, but some women have to go through. So me doing this to try and set myself up for my kids, you don't think I know that I'm going to have backlash when they could figure out what mom does? If she's still doing it at the time, hopefully not. But
Maybe.
like, I'm setting myself up to try and provide a better life that I didn't have.
Yes.
So it's
same.
like,
I feel you.
so it's like, I know what I'm doing. I know the backlash I'm going to have. And I fear that it will have more of an impact on my daughter than it would if I had a son. That's just how I personally feel about
That's
it.
the thing. We were talking about this. It's like you raise the son to not be bad to the world. You raise the daughter to protect herself from the world, you know? And it's
Yeah,
like,
100%.
it is just very, very wild.
And I feel like I would be such a different mom to a girl than I would to a guy.
For
right now. I can
sure.
say that right now. That'll probably change. And your world flips upside down when you have kids in the best way possible.
way
but-
more helicopter with a daughter, though.
Like, I would just be, I think, an overbearing mother. Like, I would be just the fucking cuntiest, like, bitch mom to a daughter. Because, like, what the fuck do you mean you're gonna go? No, you're not going anywhere. Like, the fuck do you mean you're
Ever
going out?
take
You went
those
on
shorts
Hinge
off.
and you met the. Fuck no. You're not going on no dates. You're 17. Like, if my daughter was 17 trying to go on a date, like, I'd fucking grab her by the neck, tie her up, and like, no, that sounded bad. But, like, I tie her to the bed and be like, you're not fucking going anywhere.
I know, and it's so, but then it's like so scary because it's like,
Those are the kids that
End up being
misbehave.
I know. And I was never like that. My mom let me do whatever the fuck I wanted.
Me too,
Yeah.
but because of that, I didn't want to do anything bad.
yeah,
I totally get you.
psychological warfare being
But
a parent.
why is it that I want to be like, I'm sheltered, like, you are not doing anything.
Because the world is so scary.
Like, oh my God.
Because the world is so fucking scary, dude. I mean, it's as you get older too, you just realize, like, I mean, we always fucking say this, but it's like your parents are just fucking people trying to navigate this shit.
Can we talk about how that is the craziest experience to go through, is when your mind, like, it's almost like a day and night click of you've outgrown your parents.
I literally said this on the
Oh
last episode.
my
Like, you
fucking-
literally outgrow your parents. It's the strangest thing.
The weirdest feeling.
Well, and just because society is moving so fast, and
Well, just
we're in-
because our experience is so different
In life
from
was
theirs,
so
like, and
different from theirs. Our
specifically, like,
world.
this will never happen again as well, though. Like once, like, Malibu Barbie paid us as a mom and she has a kid, they will fully be in the technology. The world
Right.
is fucked up place. Like,
But there will
this
be
is-
something that they have that we didn't.
Yes,
They
but I
won't
wonder if it'll
they'll
ever
the
be
bad
this.
baby of the generation.
Like,
you know?
our grandparents were using fucking rotary phones, you know, like, it is insane, the technological and just societal difference. Like, imagine explaining Hinge to them. Imagine explaining,
My grandma would have loved it.
True.
like, it's a DoorDash. Like, it's just, they don't,
like-
I don't know. It's so wild.
Like, and my exactly, like, the day that I, like, couldn't not ask my parents for advice, but, like, that they didn't understand what I was doing anymore was the day that it was crazy. I say it all the time. I'm like, I have to choose a relationship with my parents.
Yeah.
Like, that was when I knew, like, okay, I have to wake up every day and choose to have a relationship with you because I do not need you.
Yes.
Like,
and you might feel like they don't understand you. So it's like a hard thing
and I
especially with fame as well and money and all of those things,
100%. And it's like, what I love about it the most is like, my mom and my parents want to know everything. So like, I'll call them like on a day-to-day basis and like keep them updated. And I choose every day to keep them in the loop about everything I'm doing. Like, I recently, like, we just put an offer for a house and we got accepted. Like, buying my first house. Like, that is something that my parents, like, as a parent, you probably always dream of your kid buying their first house. And like, they didn't do it until
and the fact that they're so supportive and amazing is awesome.
My mom is the most.
It shows though in your emotional maturity as well.
My dad is he is that guy. Let me tell you.
And that's the other thing. Like, girls with OF do have good parents.
I do have a dad. He's fucking incredible. He is that man. Let me tell you. Got this man a new set of veneers, a fucking cherry red Corvette. Like, this man is in his
like all of your dad
prime. He looks great. He's like going to the gym. I like recently retired them, so like they're like thriving on a new level. I'm like, this right here is what I literally live for.
And what you were put on this earth to do.
Oh my God, like that brings me so much joy because it's like I never got like it's like watching my parents live again. It's the craziest thing ever. Like it is so it's so
chills.
cute.
It's so
like it's just like
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Like, you go and drive with the top down and go get like overly expensive steak for no reason.
Yes!
You go and do that. You go and make a dumbass purchase because you couldn't before. Like,
yeah, and that
you know
makes
what I'm
me so
saying?
happy though. I love seeing this like side of you, and you
It's
are
just-
just a softie sweetie.
I really am. Like to the people, like even like with Julia, like bitch, we have to do a podcast of me and Julia's like lure. Like we go way the fuck back.
I can't wait for that too. Like honestly, leave Ash Trevino wherever the fuck she
Maybe
is.
you'll come on my podcast and we'll like just do like a whole like lure
Let's do
background
it.
of how Tana got to where Tana is and where me and Julia got to.
Yes, I would fucking love to. I think even just that you have the power too to where you're bringing all of your friends into this. And
Dude,
like,
and
I think
I've
it's-
been fucked over many times by the people that I've tried bringing into my world and
Mm-hmm.
that they just honestly weren't meant for it. But like Julia was like the last friend that I have from back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I say the last, like I mean like she was one of like the OG friends that I was like, I have these like fantasies in my head when I started doing this.
Of bringing all your friends.
envisioned all of my friends being there, whether they were in the industry as far as social media or not. Like I always envisioned them just being there to like, let's praise each other and like our own successes. And the last resort was like Julia's life story is just a very impactful story. So I'll let her tell it. But like bringing her into my world, like, and watching her flourish in her way. I almost like, it was like a segue. And then it was like, she was chosen by the people, literally.
Yes.
Like people were like, oh my God, something about her I love. And then it was just like,
us kind of. You know, it's like it's such a cute story.
it's
like,
adorable. Like that's what I live for. It's like, yeah, money is great, but like, what the fuck does it
It's
matter?
also like you saying, it's funny, we've been talking about advice we would like want to give our younger selves a lot lately. It's been this whole thing. But like one of the things I thought about yesterday was like, and even advice I would give you right now at 22 is like, you think all these things are going to be forever and they might not be. And as you're already experiencing this, getting older and realizing these things are chapters. And I hope you're just so present in the moment. And this BOP house, there might be, you know, look at the Hype House. They thought they'd be forever. And then Charlie and Addison, all them would be together. And then, you know what I mean? It blew up in flames and like whatever, like just really be so present in this moment because what you're doing is so special and everyone's trying to recreate it. And you are the
100%. Like that's my biggest flaw.
yeah. And it's hard. You just start going fast, especially when you're young and all of this is
100%.
coming at you. But like, just know that this is so special and that your story is so one of a billion. And I just be as present as you fucking can be and be like, this might all be different tomorrow.
I know. And that's
what your 20s is for everyone. You think the friends you're going to have or the person you're dating is forever. And then
it's like the worst and best drug ever. It's like, I'm always like chasing that
next
new
thing.
high. Like it's like a new viral thing, but it's like I just genuinely forget, bro. I'm 22 living with one of my like best friends and we need to do like this is something that I don't go out. I don't literally do anything that a regular or most 22-year-olds are doing in Miami, right? And it's like a lot of the times
It's good and bad though.
Julia is like the other side. She's like, we need to go out. We need to, like, even my
Live
boyfriend,
and just be on.
he's like, we need to do these things. And I'm like, no, but we could be doing this. We could be, and I need to enjoy it because I know I'll regret it.
I'm just like you though, and I think this world, there are certain types of people where you like get in this world and you start seeing those numbers and then you're chasing the next thing and whatever. And even I found myself holding a failed convention or having a fake live stream marriage because I'm so lost in chasing that next thing. And in reality,
Very
people
iconic,
fucking love you for you,
Yeah.
you know? And even an episode of you guys just on the fucking couch is your next Ash Trevino episode. It is your next moment,
know.
you know? And yeah.
I think that's so valuable because I think obviously hearing it from people that I watch, right? Like, of course I've watched you guys. I've seen the journey of Tana, bitch, been a fan, okay? OG. And so it's like hearing that from someone that's been doing it it's impactful for sure. And I think that I do need to focus on, okay, this is happening right now.
You will get those numbers regardless because you are you. Like
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
True. We love you.
Stop, guys.
We love you so much. Fuck, I think we had a successful.
I think this was great.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've spoken in general about like someone being interested in my story, right? Because when you talk about other people's stories, I don't get to throw in my fucking personality in 2 cents. So y'all got the first.
And you are so
Take my
much
virginity.
You are so much more than just the beefs. And I almost wish people did that for me. I think that's why my whole tune changed in today's episode. Originally, it was like, yes, come give us the tea on these major things. But then you sit down and I just see so much of myself in you. I don't know why. Like I'm so drawn to you, and I'm like, fuck this.
Y'all are
You are so
amazing.
much more than just.
Thanks, guys.
You know what I mean? Like the moments, and you're gonna have a very long, big, successful
Stop, I
Mrs.
hope
Beast
so.
career.
Oh my God. And yes.
Yes.
Changing lives. And I hope that when
Mrs.
you do
Beast.
see that first YouTube video where like the house where I buy someone a house and like change your life, I hope you're listening there like, I'm so
yes,
excited.
I will be.
Yes,
As a matter of fact, I'm always here. I love you.
you guys.
I'm supporting.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for coming on the
Thank
Cancel
you
podcast.
guys. I love you guys. This is incredible. Thank you.